fashion drama. Or find out what life is really like for an Oscar-winning actress. I mean, with Audible, we could go anywhere. There's more to imagine when we listen. Hear the latest audiobooks, podcasts, and originals at audible.com.
Hey there, homeowners. Russ Rollins here. Are you tired of staring at a cold, unused pool? It's time to make a change. Spring is the perfect time to add solar heat to your pool and enjoy it year-round. Solar Source customers, they enjoy family time, nighttime pool parties, movie nights, birthdays, and even low-impact workouts. Don't let your pool be a monthly expense with no enjoyment. Schedule a free consultation from solarsource.com/monsters. Remember, friends of Russ Rollins save even more money.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Tax time means a cash bonus for many people. Hey, this is RC Hill from RC Hill Mitsubishi. I need to reduce my tax burden, so I'm going to overpay for your old car. Get up to $4,297 more than it's actually worth. Trade in and get a new car today, like a Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. Most people can trade and lower their payment. Or let me double your tax refund up to $2,500. My goal this month is 100% credit approval. I'm RC Hill at RC Hill Mitsubishi, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. Or visit me at rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations waiting for you to explore right now, like 24/7 comedy.
Men don't settle down. We surrender.
Women, we never express the emotions we're actually feeling, right? I'm fine means I'm about to stab you in the neck.
Clips from today's top comedians and the greatest of all time.
Donut hole. If you want a donut, have a donut. Why are you eating the hole?
When you need a laugh, just open the free iHeartRadio app and search comedy.
You can actually change the station.
iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyounitus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Friday, March 15th, 2024. Lots to get to today, from one day till just okay, to a woman exposes a cheater in Las Vegas, and the internet just got a lot less fun in Texas. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lay.
Hey.
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time, and this never, ever, ever, ever happens, friends.
What happened?
We got a last-minute message, everybody.
Whoa, who left us a message?
It looks like it's from the people who already got their Just Okay 8 tickets. Let's see what they said.
Have a great Friday, you mother.
We did it, everybody! We made our way through a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday has arrived. Pat yourself on the back. You did it, friend. Now, reward yourself by purchasing a ticket to Just Okay 8. All right, it's tomorrow. You don't want to miss out on it. It's going to be a good time. So go over to realradio.fm/justokay and snag yours. How you guys doing? Yeah?
Good. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm
All right.
okay. Lots
All right.
going on, but very excited for tomorrow. That's for sure.
Yeah, my favorite part is when it's over. And I know that sounds bad, but I mean it. I mean it like, then I get to, I'm like, oh, that was fun. I don't know why I can't have fun while the thing is happening. I have fun after and realize that I had fun when like the pressure is off. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a very
for
weird
sure.
thing.
Oh, totally get it. I am excited for it to start because I know tomorrow is going to be a very long day. Today probably as well, but I mean everything seems to be ready to go smooth. A couple more things to print out, and boom, it'll be there before we know it.
Yeah, I'm excited. And we'll take any questions you guys have ahead of the big show tomorrow at Plaza Live.
Questions?
Right now,
What kind of questions do you think?
People have all kinds of questions. People are like,
Can I
at the
go on
last-
stage?
People at the last minute will be like, I have a 12-year-old niece. Can she come along with me? No. Be like, I don't. And half the time I haven't considered it. I'm like, can she come along? It's
I
like,
think
no.
that's not a great idea.
I think 18
Leave her
over
in the car.
18 to get in, 21 to drink, right? That's what we usually do. It's just you forget about these things, and there's a slew of details that get lost in. But if you have any questions, do send them our way. Right now, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to sports, baby.
What?
Yeah,
It's been
that
so long.
is right. We are very comfortable in the world of sports. We are the top sports prognosticators on planet Earth. And if it's got balls and sporty people, we are all over it
Sporty
here
people.
on the show. Athletes, that's probably a better name for them, right?
That's what they like to call themselves, but we like sporty people.
Sporty people is probably not something that they say out loud. All right, let's see what's happening here. We go to a tennis match where one of the folks was not having a good time out there on the court. Why? One word. Bees. And here's how it went.
A few weeks ago, it's been great.
Oh my God,
Repeat
he's
tennis,
surrounded.
Previous, or the
I don't think he
following morning
notices
as well,
quite
so
yet.
if
Now
you
he's
miss
like,
a little
whoa.
bit, you can watch it the next day. It's great.
Oh, there's so many.
What's happening here?
Makes
A few
me
bugs
itch.
flying around. Carlos
We are surrounded with bees here. They pose
Some bees. Carlos
They're everywhere.
being attacked.
That's a hell no
liking
for
that,
me.
is
Thank
he?
you. Whoa, I'm getting itchy just looking at it.
They're still around him. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them all over.
What
the
do you
court.
even do? This guy, the guy who's like in the chair with the microphone, I guess he's like the referee or something. I don't know. The judge, the line
Umpire?
judge, I don't know. That guy.
The line judge.
I don't know. He's a judge of some type, right? He's in a chair. He's got a shade. He's got a microphone. He has some sort of tablet. He looks official. And he's surrounded by bees. I mean, there are bees absolutely everywhere.
He's called the chair umpire.
Chair ump, yes.
Okay,
that's
so
yeah.
point for me, or at least half.
I noticed that he was in a chair, and I said the word umpire. So if you smash those two together.
There was no use of the umpire. I believe you said
No, I said
guy
umpire,
with
didn't
tablet.
No, I said he did have a tablet. I made mention of that, but
Yeah, but
I
you also said
umpire.
line judge.
I made many statements, but one of them approached the correct thing. It's in the ballpark, at least, just like these bees.
That's, you
Play
can
cannot
see
continue.
them.
We'll pause for a while here now.
Holy cow, I've never seen that before.
No,
Holy
above
cow.
The chair
Oh, look at this
umpire's
guy.
chair as well. Like,
Oh, they're
he's got
getting
a
them.
towel on his head.
Yeah, I'm out of there.
I would
mean,
leave.
He stayed way too long. He's just like waiting around. Then he starts swinging his racket at the bees.
The racket
like
has
this is
holes. I mean, they can go right through it.
what's gonna. I mean,
Had this been a pickleball tournament, might be a little bit more successful with the bees.
Let's say you're hitting the bees with a racket. What's the long-term plan there? You're going to get all of them? You're going to swat every single bee on the
One
field here?
love.
You have to
The court?
Tasmanian devil, spiral with your thing, your paddle out.
Not going to happen for him, probably, but not the greatest day out on the court for Carlos Alcaraz. The bees
They weren't
winning
even
that
showing
match.
the guy that he was playing against. Was the other guy just free of bees?
They showed him one time.
He was
and
hiding
like,
already.
Yeah, he was hiding like underneath the thing, and there was not nearly as many bees by him. But the Carlos dude was just covered in bees. So there he goes. All right, yeah, rough day yesterday, weather-wise. There were a bunch of tornadoes that just ripped through the country, and I want to get to that in just a bit. But this may have impacted C-Lane. It's common occurrence for C-Lane before the show to hit up the McDonald's. He is a fan. and utilizes the McDonald's app from time to time.
I did not go, no.
You did not
Why?
go today?
What happened?
I guess major McDonald's outages around the country today.
Ooh.
Pandemonium right now as McDonald's melts down. They said there were system failures at McDonald's worldwide today, shuttering some restaurants for hours and leading to social media complaints from McDonald's customers. They said it was a technology outage that was being fixed. If you had this problem, hit us up, send us a dispatch, and let us know what happened. They said, we're aware of a technology outage which impacted our restaurants. The issue is now being resolved. We thank our customers for their patience and apologize for any inconvenience, they said. So I guess it was down for quite some time. And maybe that means the app. And they're trying to push everybody over to using the app. They're like, go over and use the McDonald's app. And then when you do, well, you're screwed because if the technology goes down, everything gets screwed up for them. So maybe you ran into that. Do let us know. All right, to these tornadoes. In Ohio, there's multiple people who have died as a result. They just ripped through this neighborhood. Here's some of what we saw out there.
There's the tornado.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, my God. Thank God it ain't in my house.
Right around this guy's house. I cannot imagine sitting there and filming a tornado as it goes right around this guy's house, right around, and then into like the neighbors' yards, and just starts. You see it ripping up everything that the tornado is hitting.
Man.
Tornadoes
No
are
way.
scary, man.
I've never, I've only seen the spouts. I've never experienced it, knock on wood.
I mean, if you're in Ohio, in the Midwest, and all these places where they get these outbreaks of tornadoes around this time, it must be just absolutely frightening. I know Texas got hit with some of this as well, so friends over there may have been impacted. They said there was a mobile home park that had 2 people that died as a result. There was damage all over the place. This guy's filming it here.
Stay over there. Stay over there.
Stay over there, he said. Just filming and praying, man. That's what I would be doing, just willing the tornado away. He's going, stay over there. Stay over there. Don't come over here, please, please. God, he was lucky enough that it didn't. And they've been using drones after these to catch some of the footage just to see how absolutely, strong these storms were. Here's a little bit of an example, and you see some trees down.
That's a big tree.
It is,
That's
right?
a big-ass tree.
Yeah, it takes something to rip that down. And some of these houses just flattened, just completely, absolutely knocked down. And I'll put that up on See It Now so everybody can take a peek at what happened there in Ohio. Everybody affected, that sucks. We feel for you. Tough times there. Maybe ditch the house, come to Just Okay 8.
Yeah.
Right? And make it a weekend, right? Get down here, hang out with us. Don't worry about picking up the pieces until you come back. That would be one way to escape everything you're seeing there. My God.
I'm thinking about, the people, poor people, destruction all around them, listening to the show, and they're like, okay. The way he put it, let's go.
I'll do
Florida,
it. I'll go to the show. You can get your tickets. And by the way, get them now, because if you try to get your Just Okay tickets at the door, they're more expensive. This is a concert, a sideshow, a party, an event that you will never forget. A St. Patrick's Day experience with the News Junkie crew. The Young Tapes are going to be there. The Shabooms are going to be there. Savvy's Little Helpers are going to be there. C-Lane and me, a band. What's happening, man? It's going to be wild. DJ Digital will be there. And our friend, God, is he professional or what? Radio Michael 7. Like putting everything together to run the show.
Yeah, he got here yesterday. He's staying over at my house.
Oh, is he? Okay.
And then, he saw it in my eyes that it was time for me. Like, I was spent yesterday. I was like, I got to go to bed. I have a long day tomorrow. And then I look at my email this morning. The guy was up to like 2:30 in the morning analyzing everything.
What a
he
guy.
is a professional.
Yeah, we're in good hands. We're in very good hands. Jeff says, is Monday already set as a best of? No, we haven't talked about that.
I mentioned it yesterday to Jeff.
Sabrina talked about it.
Absolutely did.
You're not coming in on Monday?
Realistic. I think, it's just worth putting the feeler out. Jack.
You either just do it or you don't do it, I think, right?
Right. I guess we're taking Monday off, baby.
We'll be here for Monday. I'll be here for Monday. If you got days, take them. It depends on how tough Monday looks on Sunday afternoon, I guess. I don't know how bad that's going to be. If I feel like fantastic on Sunday, then we might as well come in. We could do like the recap, the aftermath of Just Okay. And I know the people who don't make it are going to want to hear that for sure.
Well, it sucks for them for not making it.
Abraham is pessimistic. He says Monday and Tuesday, best of. Or she, I'm not sure.
Abraham's typically a guy.
I know, but I feel like I've called Abraham a guy before on Twitch, and then it was like, I'm a woman. And I said, all right, calm down, Jesus. Okay, we are going to hear from you today. We want to hear your dispatches. Send those over at thenewsjunkie.com. And when we return, we talked about this 787 Boeing plane that just dropped out of the sky. It was the latest in a run of Boeing incidents that had me saying, I don't know if I want to fly on one of these things right now. And now we know more about why the plane actually dropped all these feet. Everybody hit the roof. People were injured. We know what caused it. And it's crazier than anybody could have ever imagined. And it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Smart speakers can't stop you from saying stupid stuff when you're coming out of anesthesia. When I grow up, I want to be a puppy. But they can play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio. All you got to do is ask.
There's a bit of slowdowns on Florida's Turnpike northbound between Oakland Exchange and approaching Hancock Road. Bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and approaching State Road 429. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the Greenway southbound before John Young Parkway. Traffic is backed up to Orange Blossom Trail. Travel with caution there. If you see any traffic troubles, please call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by the new Banana Boat 360 coverage. This sun season, Banana Boat is giving you a new way to spray. Introducing new Banana Boat 360 coverage. Better control for better coverage with a reusable sprayer and refill. From sport formula to kids SPF 50+. Shop Banana Boat 360 coverage at Walmart.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing and the movies.
Everything that we are doing is incredibly data-driven. We are getting signals in every single day about how specific audiences are performing. So although we're marketing at a very broad scale, and that does include specific local markets, that's really the beauty of iHeart's network. You're not serving the same message to a consumer in Nashville necessarily that you may be in New York. You have the ability to be very specific and very personalized, but at a tremendous scale.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included when you buy an extended Silver Unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah!
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. Online only. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Are you over 30 and putting off life insurance? It's time to get a quick quote from Ethos. A better, easier way to get term life insurance. All online with no medical exam. Answer a few health questions and you could be approved for up to $2 million. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to help protect your family's financial security? Ethos. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The following is a promotion of Guarantee Media and not iHeartMedia or this station. Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? A country that doesn't have the letter A on its name, and you'll go on a cruise to the Caribbean. Text your answer to 96551, and you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name, and you'll go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. Text a country without the letter A in its name to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and is not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Orlando Science Center has spring break down to a science. Your child can play to learn in Kidstown. Now at Orlando Science Center, it's 4 floors of fun and discovery waiting for you. Explore the technology of transportation with Going Places. Build your own dream creation in the makerspace. Or get face-to-face with the T-Rex in the dinosaur exhibit. Little ones can splash, climb, and tinker their way to learning in Kidstown. And more. Admission includes access to all exhibits, movies, and live shows. Get tickets and info at osc.org.
Embark on a journey through the most absurd moments of the human story with Ridiculous History, the podcast that explores the bizarre corners of human existence, like the evolution of the toilet, the story of Comic Sans, or the exploits of the notorious Aaron Burr.
Aaron Burr is like, one day, my life is going to be part of a musical.
However, though, he probably didn't necessarily at this point think that he was going to be the villain.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Enjoying the news junkie? You've probably heard a ton of injury attorney commercials, but if you are injured and need a lawyer, who's the right lawyer for you? That's why we offer our 30-day risk-free trial. If you are not 100% satisfied with the way we treat you in your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com. Go to JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Life is too short to let allergy and sinus issues hold you back. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, we understand the impact these challenges can have on your life. Imagine a life free from constant sneezing, itchy eyes, and sinus headaches. Our expert team provides comprehensive allergy testing and personalized treatment plans, ensuring your specific needs are addressed. Simple relief, better life. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, visit aspireallergy.com to schedule an appointment. aspireallergy.com and tackle your allergies head on.
Frank Gay has something cool for you. Keep your AC running smoothly with a tune-up for only $89 for a limited time. Friendly, speedy, and expert service. That's the Frank Gay way. Visit frankgayservices.com or call for details.
Lose up to 15 pounds per month with Revelex from Red Mountain Weight Loss.
Story time with the 3 best friends you never knew you had.
$787, and I said, I'm not flying Boeings for a little while. I want to take a little Boeing break while they figure out what's going on with some of these flights. And this one was going from Australia to New Zealand, and it just drops out of the sky. Everybody on board ends up flying to the ceiling, hitting their heads. A bunch of people got injured, went to the hospital. And there's an update that changes the story dramatically, I think, and we'll get into that momentarily. But first, I see these stories, and they're always like, oh, how sweet. Look how interesting this is. look what this old man is doing. And, of course, the stories go viral on social media.
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see this?
It says, grandfather goes viral after returning to college at 90 years old.
Okay, absolutely not. Sorry. I'll tell you what, I have a lot of experience with that.
Did you ever have an old person in your classes?
Yes. So my first 2 years of college, I went to Florida Gulf Coast University, Go Eagles, over on the west coast of Florida. And that is, if you are not familiar, in the middle of the Everglades, and then in the middle of a retirement community is this college. So we were surrounded by wildlife and geriatrics, and we had so many old people on campus and in our classes.
For fun?
I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah, because like if you're 90, you're not learning to code, buddy. You're not going to be like,
well, you'd be surprised. I had to do a project with a damn 87-year-old, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just take care of it. You enjoy your last years, sir.
You're actually trying to get a degree and get through college, and your partner on stuff is a 90-year-old person who doesn't really care if they pass or fail. They're just there.
If I'm in my 90s and I go back to college, I've done everything else, and I'm bored.
That's what it is, I think.
Because there's nothing about what do I want in my last good years to say that I accomplished finishing college? No, I don't need to finish college. I've already had a good career, hopefully.
Right.
You know?
At 90 years old, you're right. The reason you're doing it is to keep yourself occupied. And this kind of goes back to a rant that went viral this week from Ben Shapiro, where it was like, if you're retiring at 60 years old, basically you're a lazy loser. And, why would you do this? Why would anybody stop working? Which is funny because, why would anybody who has Ben Shapiro's job stop working? You're like entertaining and doing news shows. And
is he entertaining though?
Somebody. And you're doing your thing. And it's like, that job is making you millions and millions of dollars. Of course, you'd be like, I want to keep doing this. But does the guy who is like turning wrenches at the mechanic shop, is he like, I want to work till I'm 98? I want to just keep working every day. I get half of the point, which is like, there is something about the human brain and body. When you do stop working, some people shut down very quickly. But that's why you're supposed to keep yourself busy with other things. And I think that's what this is. It's like 90.
That's why, didn't we talk to that old lady that worked at McDonald's or something? That's why they have stuff like that, or be the Walmart greeter, or do something that keeps you busy, but you're not going to class.
Yeah.
That's what keeps them busy, I guess.
It's something that keeps their brains working. It
what if
gives
they keep failing the class, though, and they're like,
brutal.
You're a really bad student. I'm sorry. We're going to have to ask you to leave.
I wouldn't want that person to be necessarily in the seat next to me in class. And the guy next to you is 90 years old.
You smell like death a little bit, Bob.
Paul Hocheder is his name. Hocheder, Hocheder. 90 years old, decided to reinvigorate
Hocheder?
Yeah. Hocheder.
I thought you said Hocheder.
It sounds like a lot of bad things, honestly. There's many things that you could take.
It sounds like he's shedding hose. They're just shedding.
He is. Yeah, he's at college. He's back at college. He's a regular Rodney Dangerfield. And he said he decided to reinvigorate his curious spirit and attend community college classes to test out the idea of returning to school after graduating college back in 1960. They said his venture back to a college campus was documented by his granddaughter, Gabrielle, on TikTok. And his first day surveying classes has 4 million views on the platform. While it lasts, Scabby, until they get rid of that thing.
He's surveying classes? So
he's just checking them out.
He's not actually paid for them, and he's just kind of hanging out?
He says he's going back. He said that he's attending
that's auditing. Isn't it auditing when you attend the class, but you're not really sure if you want to take it yet?
No, I thought that was when a principal or somebody sat in the class.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
They audited the teacher and they'd be like, let's see what you're up to in here. But Old Man River is 90 and back at college. And that's what I want to toss out to some folks today with your dispatches. Where do you see yourself when you're 80, 90 years old? Working? Are you going to be working in your mind? Will you just be keeping yourself occupied with other things like this? Like maybe go back to college, and if you like history, he likes history, wants to learn more about it? Or are you going to just like completely tap out? Because I think some people do that. They're like, I am done. And
I'd like to think I'd be done. I'd like to enjoy it and do whatever I want. But maybe as we get older, that mindset changes. Where you like realize that your impending doom is so much closer, and you're like, I haven't lived. Let's go to college.
But isn't college at 90 less depressing than McDonald's worker at 90? You know what I mean?
You want to interact with people, and you enjoy making them smile.
If the McDonald's almost implies like there's a need for a revenue stream to continue coming in, and you got to
not necessarily. I mean, I don't think that 90-year-old needed the McDonald's money. She just needed to get out of the house and needed to interact with people.
Just something on the schedule, socially and otherwise. If they like,
I'm pretty sure when my dad got that lunch lady job, it wasn't because he needed the money.
If they want to do it, it's adorable. If they don't want to do it, they have to do it, it's miserable. That's very different ways to view that. We want to hear from you in just a moment. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now.
Never mind. I know what I want to do.
What?
I want to be one of those old-ass DJs.
Yeah?
Oh, my gosh, absolutely.
In a club?
Yeah, why not? You've seen them go viral. It's like, she's the oldest DJ, and she's spinning. And I'm like, yeah, let's drop some drugs and make all of these, like, significantly younger people rave out. Or whatever they're going to call it in 60 years.
Boy, have I got the place for you then. Boy, have I got the spot.
Tell me more.
There was a psychedelic arts festival, before we get to this Boeing story, in Australia, and the festival was rocked by an outbreak of something called shigellosis, I think is the best I can do at pronouncing that.
What is that?
Today is my first day experiencing what shigellosis is. That sounds bad. I don't have shigellosis, for the record. I just want to throw that out there. But I didn't know what it was before this very moment.
Basically, Sean has shigellosis is what we're getting
I don't have shigellosis. I assure you. No, I don't. They say it just ripped through this psychedelic music festival. It's a contagious bacterial disease that spread through fecal oral contact.
Nice.
Oh, we were boofing.
I'm like, how much of that was going on at this festival that it just started spreading like wildfire? Shigellosis. See, like, if you look that up, what does that do to the human body? SHIGELLOSIS is this disease that was just rampant at this music festival.
Ooh, symptoms of shigellosis include diarrhea, often bloody, abdominal pain. I like it.
Gross.
Hold on. You didn't react until the bloody part. So you were on board for diarrhea.
Well, I just figured that was part of the spread. That's why there's so many people who are getting this. You know, one person splurts out here, one person splurts out there.
Abdominal pain, stomach cramps, and fever. Sometimes people infected with Shigella have no symptoms at all, but can still pass the bacteria to others.
Wow.
Symptoms usually begin a day to 3 days after being exposed.
Damn, that sounds real bad. So if you're going to old DJ, stay away from the Shigella or shigellosis.
It's a bacterial infection of the lining of the intestines.
Oh, gross, man.
All right.
Not a good time.
Sounds like a crazy rave.
All right, before we get to you and your dispatches from the newsjunkie.com.
I don't think that having the diarrhea, or at least the potential for that, mixed with the loud booming bass of the rave.
Oh, no.
I don't think those two situations mix together very well.
I mean, think about the outfits. There's a lot of people with very short shorts on.
Like Electric Daisy Carnival outfits.
The thongs. And that's a two-way, like, shark.
There's not enough resistance.
The boofing we learned about earlier this year. That's a thing that happens at raves.
All bad.
All right.
Very, very bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Over to this Boeing story update. It's a Boeing 787 that we talked about, and it was headed from Sydney, Australia to Auckland, New Zealand. So a short flight from Australia to New Zealand. And it was in the news because it just dropped suddenly. Just a huge drop. out the sky. And I think a handful of people were injured pretty significantly, like 50 people actually were injured because it threw them up into the air and they ended up, hitting the stuff, the overhead cabin stuff. And it was bad. And the initial story said that the dashboard, the cockpit, went all dark and then fired back up again. And I go, I am not flying on a Boeing anything right now. If your planes are just kind of turning off and then turning back on, that sounds frightening. Now we hear that something a little different happened. They say a cockpit accident was likely the cause of a sudden drop that sent passengers just bouncing off the roof in this thing. They believe something happened, maybe some rough housing, maybe something like that in the cockpit. And while it's happening, the pilot accidentally hits the controls of the plane straight down and the plane starts to plummet.
Accidentally? I mean, come on, man.
This guy loses his job, right? Pilot who does that loses his job, I would think.
He just sneezed and it went into a nosedive?
They said something happened in the cockpit and the pilot
they got in a fight?
Maybe, perhaps. Some kind of incident occurred in the cockpit of this plane is the best I can see from the story I have. They said it caused the controls to be pushed down, and passengers describe how the plane took a sudden, dramatic dip, and have no idea what caused this. BizCard says a boinking. The pilots were boinking. Who uses the word boinking anymore? I don't know, but just BizCard.
So embarrassing.
Last person doing that. I don't know what they were trying to do or what was happening in that cockpit, but that's a big one, man. That's a big mistake to go down. You don't want that happening under any circumstances. What do you think about this? Let us know. Go over to newsjunkie.com and send us your dispatch right now. Got some Just Okay 8 questions. We'll get to those. But first, let's go over to, I'm a PC, talking about old people going back to college.
Sorry, just to fix it. So if an old person goes to school on a student loan and then they die, does that loan get passed on to their children, or did they just scam the system for a free education?
I have a different question that I'll swerve your question into. Can old people get loans? You know what I mean? Can a 95-year-old person, do they go, we're going to give you a 5-year loan? What at some point, the person is not going to live until the end of the loan.
Yeah, but you pass it off to next of kin. They'll probably be more likely to give it to you if you have, kids and grandkids, right?
Wait, is that how it works? You don't pass that. Do you pass that to somebody? Let's say
your loans.
Let's say there's a couple that's married, all right, and one of them dies, and they had just purchased a new car.
Oh yeah, you definitely get their debt.
Because it would depend on if they bought it together. Okay, what if your mother passes away? And I don't wish that on anybody. Knock on wood and all that stuff. And your mother had taken out a loan to buy a car. I guess would you have the opportunity to send the car back to the dealership? And you didn't sign up for the deal,
right?
You weren't the one who signed that loan. I would think there would be some sort of out clause if the person dies. Did you find anything on if old people can get loans?
It says, is there a maximum age on taking out a loan? Not really. Well, correction. Why didn't you just do it the right way the first time? When it comes to the maximum age for taking out a loan, there's no official age limit. You do, however, always need to be over 18. Each lender has their own set of criteria, which have different upper and lower limits. Somewhere I read that said that a lot of lenders kind of have an unofficial 70 to 75 range.
Yeah, okay. I mean, honestly, that would make sense. That's when things start to get a little bit more dicey with your health. And somebody says, no, debt doesn't go to relatives. It goes to the estate. I'm just wondering what happens, because somebody's like, if your parent dies and you're the next of kin, you get all your parents' stuff, depending on how they want to divvy things up. When you take all that stuff on, you take a portion, I guess, of their debts along with it, which you would have to pay off. But if they got a car and it was like fairly new car, would you be able to just maybe you have to sell it and then pay off the debt that they owed on that vehicle? I'm not sure. Somebody who knows about this, send us a dispatch.
If there's no money in their estate, Debts will usually go unpaid. For survivors of deceased loved ones, including spouses, you're not responsible for their debts unless you share legal responsibility for repaying as a co-signer, a joint account holder, or if you fall within another exception.
Ah, okay. All right, that makes sense. What do you think? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, hit record on your first dispatch right now. Real quick, let's work in Brandy's question about Just Okay VIP.
Hey guys, so pumped to make it to my first Just Okay tomorrow.
Nice.
VIP. Can't wait. After listening to the show for, over a decade now, I mean, it's very much time. I just wanted to ask what time we should get there because our tickets say 7:30, but I thought that VIP had a different access window, like an early access, but I wasn't sure. Just checking. Thanks. Have a great show. Happy Friday. Can't wait for tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah, we'll see you out there, Brandy. I think that the information that was posted, we got to have to put this up at realradio.fm/justokay. 6:30 for VIP. 6:30 for VIP at the venue. Then 7 o'clock, I think is what we said for everybody else, right?
Yeah, 7 o'clock doors open. So
And then,
on the ticket, it does say 7:30, but we're going to start opening the doors for everyone at 7, so we're not having a big bottleneck moment, and then we can get the show started at 8.
Just to be honest with everybody, we have a lot of stuff to do, and at a certain time they will kick us off the stage, or they like make you pay for like an additional day or something. I don't know what they do, but it's bad.
Late fee.
Yeah, you got to get off the stage, so we have to stay on schedule, and it's 6:30 for VIP. 7 o'clock for everybody else. Show starts before 8 o'clock. 7:30, 8 o'clock, around then, everything will get kicked off. So make sure you're there, and being there early ain't going to hurt you. You'll see some other folks there you can hang out with. Quick break. When we come back, we'll get into some more of your dispatches, more of your questions. And also, we've got updates on this Kate Middleton weirdness. What was happening? Her, that weird photo that she put out, and people are going, is she okay? What's happening? Where's her wedding ring? We've got some new information, so we'll digest that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Hey there, here's your midday weather update on this Friday. Are you excited about the weekend? St. Patty's Day, nice warm weather, spring break. I think everybody's jumping out of their skin. With highs near 90 for today through Sunday, it's going to be great weather for any outdoor activities. Low humidity to boot, so it's going to be pretty comfortable out there. Now, Monday, a cold front brings some rain, maybe a brief thunderstorm, then much cooler weather for Tuesday and Wednesday. In fact, next week, by the middle of the week, we're only going to be in the low 70s. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by the new Banana Boat 360 coverage. This sun season, Banana Boat is giving you a new way to spray. Introducing new Banana Boat 360 coverage. Better control for better coverage with a reusable sprayer and refill. From sport formula to kids SPF 50+. Shop Banana Boat 360 coverage at Walmart.
Let me help you out and set you up with something that's really going to be beneficial for you as a homeowner. Preventative maintenance works. It is fantastic. And it's one of the things that can truly give you peace of mind. When you think about your air conditioner in your house, it's one of the top 3 things that if it breaks, you're freaking out, because that could be a big ticket item. Preventative maintenance stays ahead of any of these problems, and it can save you money and help you detect an upcoming breakdown with Mills Air. They are the best. Give them a call and set up an appointment for them to come out to your place. And when they do, their techs, they're the best out there. They're going to help you out, and they'll tell you how everything looks. 407-277-1159. Doesn't matter what kind of AC you have. They know all of them inside and out. 407-277-1159. They've been in business since 1992. That is over 30 years. They're a Carrier factory authorized dealer, and you can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Plus, you can always turn to Mills Air. Find them online at millsair.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind. Whenever you hear the words, "This call is being recorded," understand this is not for your benefit. In my experience representing thousands of clients over 25 years, I have seen insurance companies use these recordings to deny responsibility and avoid paying medical expenses. Let your attorney do your talking for you. Contact us at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546. Office, Orlando.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
I'm Chris Riccobono, founder of Untuck It. When I started the brand, I wanted to make the perfect fitting untucked shirt. And over the years, we changed the way guys think about how they dress. The secret was our obsession over fabric quality, listening to what our customers wanted and making everything fit perfectly. Our fit team has mastered pants, polos, sports coats, and more, so we've got you covered from head to toe. Try what millions of guys already know and love. Shop today at untuckit.com or our 80-plus stores worldwide.
If you owe the IRS and can't pay, now is the time to call J. David Tax Law. After a 2-year hiatus, the IRS has resumed their aggressive collections letters. Don't wait. Call J. David Tax Law or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Now back to the most viral newsroom on planet Earth. This
Genuinely worried about how dumb so many people are. I get more and more concerned when I see these things. And usually it's these stories where people are amazed by something and they make some video for social media and I'm uncovering the truth. Did you know that Panera Bread actually had all of their soups in bags?
Facebook,
oh my God.
Instagram, Twitter, y'all.
You're like, yeah, dummy. All these places that are like lower tier restaurants, they make most of their stuff. It's pre-prepared. It's in bags. And it's like, there's so many things that people don't seem to know.
A giant pot in the background. And
like
someone is, starting at 3 o'clock in the morning and putting pinches of things, music playing.
Did I tell you
this is not happening.
Did I tell you the one that I almost bought one time?
No.
Me and my roommates, a while ago, we used to shop at the food bank because it was a lot cheaper. And most of the stuff was like either about to expire or already expired. And they had like a cool section, like a fridge section, right? And they had a bag of chili skillet queso. like a big like bag of it that you'd just be like heated up on their line and put into like a big thing where they're just kind of put it in the skillet. And
it's a good time right there.
And I was like, man, what could we do with 12 pounds of skillet queso?
The possibilities are nearly endless.
We didn't end up buying.
So here's the thing that all of these folks online saw this week, and they go, oh my God, like this is a breakthrough for these folks. Like their brains are like, just can't cause a thing. And somebody decided to do the due diligence, and they went through the menu at Cheesecake Factory, which is admittedly quite the undertaking. There are many things on the menu.
That's a lot of due diligence you have to do.
There's lots of stuff on there.
Do they have ads in that menu?
They used to. I don't know if they still do. They might. They've got all kinds of stuff. They got the Skinnylicious section, which is like mind-blowing to me, how low they can get the calories if they want to. But they have one section on there that was blowing these people's minds because they have potatoes for brains. And here is what they were just knocked over by. I'm going to read it for you from this person's photo. It says, tipping is entirely voluntary. For the convenience of our guests, we add an 18% suggested tip to parties of 8 or more. But payment of that amount is not required. Our guests always have the right to determine how much they'd like to tip. And then they go on with a couple of other rules. And these people were like, Cheesecake Factory does it right. Tipping isn't required. It's voluntary at Cheesecake Factory.
I'm sorry, but if you're doing a party of 8 or more and you have the option of not tipping, that would suck. That would, as a server, drive me absolutely bonkers.
The first thing is, you are never, unless it's stipulated on the menu, required to tip. If you don't tip, if you go to a Cheesecake Factory, have your meal with you and the person you're with, and they give you the receipt, and you put a line like an asshole through the purchase and add it up and just give them nothing, right? And zero tip. It's completely zeroed out. What do you think happens? Paratroopers pop in and arrest you and send you off to prison or something? No, you're just a bad person for leaving nothing.
I think they'll still charge you, though. If you have, like, added gratuity, that's automatic. Then I think once they swipe the card and you get your signature, that's...
No, we're talking about two different things. The first thing is just generally tipping. So if you go by yourself to Cheesecake Factory, you aren't required by law to tip those people. You should do it, especially if you have a good experience there. But some of these people were blown away that you could just be like, you know what, I'm not going to tip here. Yes, of course. That's part of tipping culture. If somebody does a really, really, really bad job, and I still don't generally do this because I can't blame everything on the servers all the time, but your tipping is voluntary. But when they say the 8 parties of more, the payment of that tip, that 18% suggested tip, is not required, that's a little more dicey. That one is a little more dicey. Because like Sabrina said, if you're a server, you got 12 people at a table, that's a pain in the ass. That's a lot of extra work right there. If you get stipped, or well, no, not stipped. That's not it. That's not how you say it.
They totally stiffed me.
Stiffed?
Stiffed, yeah. It's stiffed. If you get stiffed.
What if you get a stippy?
By a table of like 12 people, that is screwed up. That's bad. But some people were just blown away that you didn't have to forcefully tip the people who were serving you at a restaurant or any of these other places. Of course that's the case. It just might be a judge on whether or not you're a decent person. Let's see what you think. Let's go over to your dispatches in just a moment. First, Kate Middleton getting a lot of heat this week, and it's because they don't seem to be very good at press when it comes to Kate Middleton. She went for some sort of operation that, what they say, was like on her stomach or on her abdomen, I think they said. Some sort of abdomen operation.
There's a lot of conspiracy theories.
Oh, my God. There's so many about this.
Some of them badass crazy and very unbelievable. And then there are some where I'm like, well, I mean, that would be a twist if that's the truth.
Yeah, there's all sorts of people that are like, she got a BBL, a Brazilian butt lift. They're like, oh, actually, she's dead, and they've replaced her with a clone.
Having a mental breakdown because this was a conspiracy theory or rumor. Prince William had a baby by another woman.
There's so many of these.
But there is something to, recently she had a family member pass away. And she was not at the funeral or the memorial service.
Yeah.
It was just Prince William.
Yeah, and
which was weird.
She's dropped out of all of her like public events and everything on her schedule, and she said it's as a result of
Sean,
this.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. It's a schedule over there.
Over there, it's fancy schedule. You're right.
Minimum.
But I couldn't risk it because I already said stipping, and that's definitely not a thing that I'm not going to make. So Kate Middleton, she posted the photo that had everybody talking, and the people who saw this were like, "What's going on? Some of this photo looks weird. Why doesn't she have a ring on her hands?" She always brags about taking her own photographs, like she's a photographer. She's like, excited about that as a hobby, and that's fine. But then she came out and said, yeah, like many other people, I experimented with some editing and photoshopping of this image. And now ABC News confirms through their image experts over at ABC News that the photo was put through the Photoshop editor on March 8th and once more on March 9th before it was released on Sunday. They went through the photo's metadata, which is not like some crazy science thing that hackers do. It's super easy.
Wait,
Anybody
so
can do it.
were they able, with seeing the metadata, determine that it was from her? Like she was the one who did it?
Well, I don't know if they could determine that much, but they were able to determine it was from a Canon 5D Mark IV camera, and it had a 50 millimeter Canon lens on it. So they know stuff about this, about what was used to take this photo. And she said, like many amateur photographers, I do occasionally experiment with editing. Nobody really knows what's going on with her, and they haven't done a great job of getting ahead of it. What do you think? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Send us your dispatch right now. Over to some of your comments that are coming in. Like, here's Big C talking about this Boeing flight, the 737, where something happened in the cockpit, and the pilots hit the controls, and the thing just started diving. Here we go.
Hey, News Junkie. What's up? This is Carlos from Claremont. Hey, check out on Netflix, Downfall. It's about the Boeings.
The what?
It talks about
Boeings.
How they started and what they're going through and all the problems that they do and all the stuff that they are hiding. Check it out.
Interesting. Yeah. I'll take a look at that. It would be interesting to watch because of everything that's been going on.
I've seen it, and you don't want to watch it.
It's not good?
Oh, it's good.
It's good.
Like, we'll never take a plane again?
Yeah.
All right.
I thought of you guys the whole time.
Is it one of those things, C-Lane, where you watch a documentary and it shows you how an industry works, and you're like, I thought it was so much more professional than that?
I don't know necessarily that. It's been a while since I've watched it, but it was basically zeroed in on the 737 MAX 7, I want to say, the one that they grounded for a while.
Right.
And they grounded all of them. And like I think they were hard to keep places because they just there were so damn many of them that they couldn't use. They had to find extra space to stash these planes. And they had, I'd be curious to go back to that documentary and see if that whistleblower that may or may not have committed the suicide.
Yeah. Oh, you know what that guy said to his friend, a close family friend, before he died?
What?
He said, if anything happens, it's not suicide.
I am very surprised we're just hearing that now. That is like the go-to phrase. He actually said it.
Yeah.
Come on, people.
That's what they're
Wake
saying.
up.
If anything happens, it's not suicide. He said, allegedly to his friend.
So I'd be curious to find out if that person, because he's the big whistleblower, if he was in that documentary. But the people that they interviewed told a story of, hey, Boeing, certain sides of Boeing were under new management, and they cared more about this bottom line than this level of safety and quality, and so they made cuts or they cut corners.
Great.
And here's where we are.
Yeah, you're right. You're right to warn me for sure about that. That does not make me feel great right now. We are going to take a break. When we come back, you guys have been known to go to many concerts in your time, right?
Yeah,
You've gone to see a lot of bands live. It's a fun time. Everybody enjoys it. Well, now there's one new amphitheater that's being built with features that are just blowing everybody else away. And this is pretty cool. Wait till you hear this. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
In one day, the News Junkies Just Okay 8, presented by Mills Air and JustCallMo.com. Tomorrow at the Plaza Live. Get your tickets now at realradio.fm/justokay.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Watch out for slowdowns on Florida's Turnpike between Oakland Exchange and Hancock Road. On the Greenway, authorities are still clearing up an accident causing a bit of delays southbound before John Young Parkway. Traffic is backed up to Orange Blossom Trail. And there's an accident on the beach line near Dallas Mainline Toll Plaza causing delays eastbound and westbound. Travel with caution. If you see any traffic troubles, please call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Smoky Bones.
At Smoky Bones, we say, let's dig in. Come sink your teeth into house-smoked, irresistible perfection. Like our Bones Bar Bites menu, with wings, burgers, and more starting at just $5. Smoky Bones. Meat is what we do. Dine in only at the bar.
Hey there, Mario Lopez here, and if you're 45 or older, like me, you know how hard it is to find time for you. Between work, family, everything else, there just isn't time. So I'm asking you to make time for a cancer screening that could save your life. March is National Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, and if you're 45 or older, start regular screening. There are screening options, including some done at home. Make time for your health. Visit cdc.gov/screen for life and talk to your doctor to learn more.
O'Reilly. Stop by the new O'Reilly Auto Parts in Orlando on Curry Ford Road next to Winn-Dixie, now through March 26th for the grand opening sale. You'll get 2 times O rewards points on select purchases, including 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for $35.95, and receive a $10 O'Reilly gift card after rebate. Plus, buy one, get one free Coca-Cola products at your new O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, let's get out of here. With Audible, we could root for a lone astronaut as he tries to save Earth from disaster. Maybe go for a run with the founder of the world's biggest sneaker brand. We could get the tea on the real-life media mogul succession drama. Or find out what life is really like for an Oscar-winning actress. I mean, with Audible, we could go anywhere. There's more to imagine when we listen. Hear the latest audiobooks, podcasts, and originals at audible.com.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Sunnyside Electric.
Oh, hi. I'm worried about my electrical panel.
For static electricity problems involving your cat, press 1.
No, my electric panel.
For all other inquiries, press 2.
Don't even have a cat.
Fine. What's your problem then?
My electric panel, it's making sort of a humming noise.
Impossible. If your panel is working normally, it should be silent.
I know. That's why...
Have you tried using those noise-cancelling headphones?
What?
Then you won't hear the humming.
How does that help?
It'll get you off my back.
This would never happen with Frank Gay.
But you didn't call Frank Gay.
No, but I'm calling them now.
When you have an electrical problem, you need help now. A helpful operator to guide you, qualified electricians to diagnose and repair your electric panel and keep it safe and functional. That's the Frank Gay way.
Wish I'd called Frank Gay in the first place.
Sorry, can't hear you. I'm wearing my noise-cancelling headphones.
FrankGayServices.com.
Are allergies holding you back? Take control with Aspire Allergy and Sinus, your one-stop solution for a breath of fresh air. Our expert team offers comprehensive allergy testing and cutting-edge treatments so you can enjoy life without the hassles of sneezing and sniffles. Say goodbye to allergy and sinus struggles and hello to a healthier, happier you. Go to AspireAllergy.com today to ditch those temporary fixes and schedule your appointment. That's AspireAllergy.com.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
To thank you for 40 unforgettable years, Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. On the bright side, we're not dead yet. You're listening.
You can join us on the show at any time. Learn more about everything that's happening here on the News Junkie Radio Show over at thenewsjunkie.com. Very easy for you to do. And we'll hear from some of you in just a moment here. I don't know if you're doing this. Sabrina, are you doing this story about the Broadway show that was interrupted in the next episode or no?
No, by all means.
Okay, I saw this and I was like, oh my God, these folks tend to find the most obnoxious things that they can do for their protests. It's generally the climate change protesters. And there's a couple of groups, but I think the big one is Extinction Rebellion.
Cool name.
Extinction Rebellion is the one that they'll go into like a food, like a restaurant, and they'll start throwing blood on the ground, or
they seem to throw red paint on everything.
There's a lot of red paint that goes on paintings in the museums and stuff. And this time they're at a Broadway show, and it's like a big show. There's a couple of well-known actors that are in this, and it was a little more confusing because I guess this Broadway show. Hang on, I have the video of the interruption that I'm playing in a second here. But I also want to see the name of the show. So hold on. Broadway show. It was during this show that they had a lot of audience participation stuff. And it features Jeremy Strong, who is from Succession. You'll probably know him if you saw his face. And Michael Imperioli, who is from The Sopranos. He was in that and a couple other people. It's called An Enemy of the People is the name of the actual Broadway show. And during it, this climate change protester stands up and interrupts the Broadway play as it's going on, which is one of the biggest no-nos. It's like a Broadway play, when these folks are doing this, you are to be quiet, let them do their thing. Interrupting them is the height of rudeness. But when you tell yourself, enter Doom Goblin territory, and you say that the earth is melting in front of us. None of us should have kids. Everything is going to go to hell in a handbasket. Then you can convince yourself that I'm morally justified in doing any manner of bad things, like interrupting this Broadway show. So here's the guy doing this. He just jumps up and starts screaming.
I object to the silencing of scientists.
I am very, very sorry to interrupt your
No,
night
you're
and
not,
amazing
asshole.
performance.
This guy.
I'm a theater artist. I work in this theater professionally. And I'm sorry, you need to leave.
Now, all of a
This
sudden, the
seems
people
like
on
it's
stage.
part of the play.
That's why people were confused, but it's not, because Michael Imperioli and everybody else on stage were like, "Oh, great, this guy's interrupting our show right now." They finally realized what was going on, and so they haul ass over there to try to get him.
Now get him out. And you're not recognized. Let's go. We got somebody. Where's the house manager? They do not have the floor.
He's like screaming about the oceans or something, and they all come over to him, and there's no like security at this place to speak of, so nobody can actually boot the guy out. So he kind of just like stands around for a little while.
Our rising will swallow this city and this entire theater whole. I am putting my career.
And they're trying to shove him out of there.
We are not doing anything about this crisis.
Whenever I see this, I go, "Sir, you have convinced 0 people.
Yeah.
You have convinced 0 extra people."
You know, nobody left the theater that night and going, "You know what? We need to change."
He's right.
He's
right.
Yeah. He said some real
Act
things
3
that hit
was
hard.
weird, huh?
Yeah, right. There's nobody that goes, "You know, I was on the fence about whether or not climate change is a problem for us as human beings. But when that chick threw a can of SpaghettiOs on the Picasso painting, it changed everything for me. And now I totally agree with them, and I'm going to join this Extinction Rebellion." They don't seem to care, though. They're kind of like PETA in as much as they don't care if people dislike them. They just want to continue doing things to get attention. I happen to think that that is bad strategy, right? And what I tend to go to here, and you probably heard me say this before if you listen to the show for a while, is you have to understand the massive swing that took place in the United States of America from, let's say 1995 to 2005, when in this country gay people were not allowed to be married. And all these activist groups said, enough is enough. This doesn't make sense to us. We think we can convince the American public that this is a wrong that's done to us. And they got out there. They started making their case. People started saying, yeah, why aren't we doing it? People started questioning the status quo. And it went from like 75 or 80% of people being against gay marriage to the exact opposite, where the vast majority of people in this country are for it. They didn't do that by standing up and interrupting Broadway shows and throwing SpaghettiOs on famous paintings at museums, right? They did it by fighting on the ground, getting the arguments out there, trying to win friends and influence people. I don't know that this does that. It's kind of stupid to me. But there they go. Another shot at that.
I mean, is there any precedent to annoying people into submission?
Maybe, but I can't think of one. I can't think of an example.
I mean, but it certainly has happened. I feel like that's your classic example of peer pressure. Or like your kid who is begging to get a toy at Toys R Us. They can annoy you enough until you give in.
But there's levels of this that go up to if you, Sabrina, are in your vehicle and you're in traffic, and then like some protesters protesting God knows what, they get in the middle of the road and shut down all the traffic, and you're like, oh my God, I'm just trying to get home. I've got stuff to do today. You might even agree with the people, whatever point they have politically, but when it happens, you're like, this is obnoxious right now in the moment. There's just no way of getting around that. All right, I mentioned that both of you, obviously, you have gone to many a concert. Sabrina even has a collection of her ticket stubs somewhere.
Yes. Yeah,
so do I.
Yeah, soon to be project.
Oh, you both do.
Yeah.
Where you take them and you put them all together. You know what the first one was? I forgot. We've talked about this before, but what was your first ever concert that you went to?
Oh, mine was Aaron Carter.
Aaron Carter.
May he
all
rest
right.
in peace.
Yeah, God.
Mine was Rick
Lynn.
Springfield.
Rick Springfield. Man, that makes you sound a lot older than you are.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Rick Springfield. And for me, it was Green Day. But I remember going to, at the time, it was called the West Palm Beach Auditorium. All right? And the West Palm Beach Auditorium, there was zero special about it. It was just an auditorium. It had those crappy blue seats or whatever color they were. There were no frills, no nothing. It was just an auditorium. Eventually, I think they sold it to the Mormons. I don't know what's happening with it right now, but it used to be a big thing in my childhood. And as time went on, it seemed like things got a little better, but not much changed with these big amphitheater type places. They had Coral Sky Amphitheater, changed its names 100 times after that.
A lot of things. Only one thing changed that place over and over and over again.
But there was nothing like super interesting or exciting about that. It's just a traditional amphitheater, grass in the outfield, and seats in the covered area, and a big open stage with air blowing through. But now there's a couple of companies that are stepping it up, man. And they're building these amphitheaters with all sorts of cool stuff in them. And I'll give you some examples. One of them's going in Texas, in McKinney, Texas, Collin County in particular. They said Collin County will soon be home to one of the largest open-air covered amphitheaters in the country. It's not cheap. The company Notes Live is going to launch this for $220 million. So damn, pricey, but it seats 20,000 people. Right, it's a big venue. It's going to feature 295 different fire pit suites. So each one of them has like a little area for you to hang out and a fire pit inside.
That sounds pretty cool
and dangerous.
Like colder. That's nice. It got like a setup like people might have in a fancy backyard. And there's more. They said what's coming to McKinney is the most luxurious amphitheater to ever be built in history. Whether you're sitting in a fire pit suite or sitting on the lawn, your experience is going to be elevated. They said they wanted to raise the ambiance at these amphitheaters. So here's some of the stuff they got going on. They got wider seats than most other places have, so you're nice and comfortable when you sit down there. They build them a little bit bigger.
That is the opposite of Madison Square Garden.
Tiny little seats.
Oh, my gosh.
And they don't have enough space to change that, really, unfortunately. They said they have a state-of-the-art airflow system that they can use during hot Texas summers where they can direct the air around the amphitheater to keep a cool breeze on everybody at all points in time, which sounds pretty awesome to me.
It does.
I like that.
Now, as you continue to tell me all the cool things they're going to have, I am thinking that these are going to be very, very expensive tickets.
It could be. There could be a premium that comes along with this because they said the airflow setup that they're going to build into this fancy amphitheater makes it 20 degrees cooler. It lowers the temperature 20 degrees when you're at this venue. So say it's like 90 degrees outside. I don't know if it has to go all the way.
What if it's 70 out?
You're like, it's freezing. I don't know if they have control over it, like mega outdoor AC or something, but it can lower the temperature 20 degrees cooler than it is outside. The turf that they have in the lawn area of this amphitheater, they have heat control on it. So if it's a cold day, they can warm up the turf for you and make it nice and comfortable.
Oh, that's cool. I think they do that in the NFL, too.
Do they? When it's a warm day, they cool down the turf. So that if it's super hot outside, you sit down on the turf at your concert and it's nice and cool out there. It's pretty awesome what they're doing with these places. And this is going to be Sunset Amphitheater in McKinney, Texas. I think a lot of places moving forward are going to model themselves on that because they do generate quite a bit of money if they're popular destinations.
Are you saying amphitheater?
Amphitheater? Am I saying that wrong?
Amphitheater.
Amphitheater or amphitheater? Is there an H in there?
There is an H, but I don't think you pronounce it.
Silent H.
I've always said amphitheater. Everybody who's saying it wrong, amphitheater or amphitheater? They're already arguing about this over in chat. Going back and forth on this.
Yeah, I've always said there's an H there, but it's typically amphitheater.
I've always said, like, here's an example. Mars Music Amphitheater was one of the places.
You just said amphitheater, though.
I flipped it on myself, but I think you guys are getting in my head right now. Tell us who's right, who's wrong here. So there's somebody saying the F is silent. There's no F. It's a P, right? PH that we have in the amphitheater word.
Right, but there's a G in lasagna, and you're not saying lasagna.
Sometimes I do.
I do say lasagna sometimes.
All right,
Gussy it up,
will shut my mouth, I guess.
All right, let's go over to a couple of dispatches. Let's see what you got going on in your world. Here is Funny Name talking about this climate change protester. Let's see what they say.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
I am not saying that violence is the answer, but when these outbursts by these people happen, I stand by my statement of not enough people get punched in the mouth. There are repercussions for actions. If every now and again one of these guys just gets popped in the mouth, they'll stop doing this stuff.
See, I'm not with that because I think that's a bad solution to people being annoying.
Yeah, but you do think that it would be generally better if we all got to slap one person a year.
I think it could help society just a little tiny bit. But now that I'm thinking about it, there's nothing in particular that's illegal about what that person did, right? Like, interrupting a production isn't necessarily illegal. So that's where the problem comes in.
I'm sure there's some sort of charge that if you really wanted to find something, you could tack on.
Like if they're going to a restaurant and throwing red paint all over the place, now they've committed a crime, right? There's something that's happened that they could be punished for. I'd rather have them punished. Like when they go into a museum.
Disturbing the peace, maybe?
Yeah, or like physical destruction of property or whatever. Something that they did. If they break the law, don't go, well, we're not going to punish them because they were protesters and they had some sort of cause. Go, no, the law is the law, and part of you protesting in this way is going to mean that you accept the punishment from doing damage to somebody's property or whatever. But if it's during a Broadway play, I don't know if they have that option. So maybe the punch is the only thing you have to go to. Over to Big Fluff, talking about that festival Poison that was making the rounds.
Hello, News Junkies.
Hey.
Sean, the story about the festival. That is the longest story I've heard people explaining. There's food poisoning. Shigella typhus, or Shigella, is one of the big sixes that they watch for in every commercial kitchen.
Is it?
It's human poop. Somebody at one of the food stands at a festival wasn't washing their hands. Surprise, surprise.
Ew.
Wiggle, wiggle.
I hate to think about that. But you're probably not wrong. I just never heard of that word before.
Also, he was totally eating something while he explained.
As he's
that
talking
whole
about.
thing.
Could just have a lisp,
feces and
Sabrina.
food. Gross, man. All right, well, thank you for the information at the very least. I appreciate that from you. You can join us as well if you got some thoughts on your mind. Get them off. Go over to the website. It's thenewsjunkie.com. And you hit record. You'll see it right there on the homepage. And you can make a message to send to us just like that.
Get them right off.
You know what I meant. You know what I was talking about. Don't forget, folks. Excuse me. Burping over here. Just Okay 8 is coming up on Saturday. That is tomorrow, whether we like it or not. Tomorrow at Plaza Live. This is our big event, and we're going to melt your faces off one by one by one. If you want to get your tickets, now is the time to do so. Go to realradio.fm/justokay. VIP is sold out, I think, within a couple hours. We're ready for you folks. We're going to have food trucks out there. We're going to, and it'll be like right off the venue. They've got this way where they can make a little entryway and you can step out, and then they have a roped off section with the food trucks. Inside, you've got all sorts of live performances on the stage. You'll see Sabrina's band, Sabby's Little Helpers, C-Lane and I. Our duo will be performing for the first time ever.
Triumphant duo.
And I saw some stuff that C-Lane had worked on for the performance. I'm in good hands here, folks. This is going to be a breeze for me because he's making everything as easy as possible. But I told him I'm still going to let you down. I'm still going to screw something up. There'll be a moment where you go, oh. It's not going to be a Hall & Oates situation. It's going to be like a Hall and that other guy, right? Like, I can't pull the weight Oates was
Hall
pulling.
and Sean.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, damn it! That's the band name. We weren't supposed to say it.
We'll announce that at the venue as well. But go to realradio.fm/justokay to get into the event now. Here is Guitar Slinger talking about the West Palm Beach.
No, we're not the ambiguously gay duo.
Oh, God. Are they doing this again? There was somebody sending more name suggestions this morning, and I'm like, come on. Well, let's do this dispatch from Guitar Slinger instead of that. West Palm Beach Auditorium.
Sean, the West Palm Beach Auditorium. The Leaky Teepee.
Yeah, that's
Remember
what
that?
they called it. That's
and they
right.
had the air conditioning vents that looked like giant alligators on the ceiling. It was bizarre. I saw Van Halen there for the first time right after Van Halen 2 came out. I do remember that show.
Yeah, my dad would take me to like the monster truck show there, and they had the circus that would be there. One time, it was one of the only times I've ever done something just with my mom. I don't know if you guys if that was common for you. When you went out with your family, was it like always everybody was together, or like would you have special things where it was just you and your mom would go to do something, or you and your dad?
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
I didn't do that much.
I pretty much, after third grade, only did that.
Only with your mom?
No, with one parent at a time.
Oh,
seeing as they were divorcing.
On account of the divorce.
Yeah.
Yes, that'll do it to you. Yeah, it was one time I remember my mom was like, I'm going to take you to do something nice, just the two of us. And I go, okay. And we went to see David Copperfield at the West Palm Beach Auditorium. And it was very cool. I remembered that for the rest of my damn life. But yeah, that place was not great. It was not a fantastic amphitheater like some of these new ones are, apparently. Okay, quick break. Amphitheater, who cares? We're going to hear from you. When you come back with us, you'll hear us talking about something that's happening at Target, and you got to know about this. Plus, more info on Just OK and your dispatches as a Friday show rolls on. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Travel with caution. There's accidents northbound and southbound on Florida's Turnpike between Oakland Exchange and Hancock Road, blocking the left lane. Expect delays there. On Colonial Drive eastbound before State Road 408, 2 right lanes are blocked due to an accident as well. And on the Beach Line, there's stop-and-go traffic eastbound before Narcoossee Road and approaching Dallas Boulevard. If you see any traffic troubles, please call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by the Florida Department of Transportation.
The Florida Department of Transportation wants to inform you that a new traffic pattern is coming soon to Sand Lake Road at the Interstate 4 interchange. Please stay alert, avoid distractions, and follow all posted signs while driving through the construction zone. Go to i4beyond.com/Sand Lake for up-to-date information.
Did you know that mortgage guy Don from thatmortgageguyDon.com does a live radio show every Saturday? That's right. Each week on Saturday mornings, he's answering your questions live on the air on 104.1 and simulcast on 96.9. Don is a true part of the Real Radio family, and he takes care of your family. That mortgage guy Don is your friend, and he has your best interest in mind. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote today by going to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Tax time means a much-needed cash bonus for many people. But for business owners, it can mean the opposite. Hey, this is R.C. Hill from R.C. Hill, Mitsubishi in DeLand. My accountant said I need to reduce my tax burden now. So I'm going to overpay for your old car because I'd rather give you the money than the government. Get up to $4,297 more for your old car than it's actually worth. No matter where you bought the car, no matter how many miles are on it. It's simple. Trade in your old car you hate driving and get a new car today like a Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. That means most people can trade and lower their payment. Or let me double your tax refund up to $2,500. RC Hill Mitsubishi specializes in approving customers with below average credit scores. My goal this month is 100% credit approval. This month, my prices will not be beat. This sale ends when my accountant says enough is enough. I'm RC Hill at RC Hill Mitsubishi, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. 2 locations, DeLand and now in Ocala. Or visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details.
Tommy Mello here, owner of A1 Garage Door Service. Springtime savings are here, and now is the perfect time to service your garage. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. Call A1 Garage today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
The following is a promotion of Guarantee Media and not iHeartMedia or this station. Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country country without the letter A in its name. You know it? A country that doesn't have the letter A on its name, and you'll go on a cruise to the Caribbean. Text your answer to 96551, and you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name, and you'll go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. Text a country without the letter A in its name to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and is not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
To thank you for 40 unforgettable years, Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
If you love sports and scandal, then join me, ESPN broadcaster Jay Harris, each week for Playing Dirty: Sports Scandals, the newest podcast from executive producer Dan Patrick. From current scandals like MMA champ Cain Velasquez's armed car chase to historic shockers like the biggest Little League cheat, Playing Dirty: Sports Scandals doesn't shy away from dark details and always packs a punch. Never miss the dirt, people. Listen to Playing Dirty: Sports Scandals on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
High diving face first into the world's most viral newsroom.
You want to learn more about the show, go to thenewsjunkie.com, and there you can see all things from the world of this show, and you can send us dispatches, which is how we interact with you. So to do that, go over on the website at thenewsjunkie.com and record your thoughts right now. I've heard so many people, there's a lot of people who are very angry. I don't know why, but they hate the self-checkout lanes in stores. There's like a real anti-self-checkout lane just like community kind of that we've run into on this show whenever we bring these stories up. And people go, I never go to those. I don't go to, I don't know in many situations that I've been in that there's much of an option. Like if you went to Target, last time I went to Target, there was a huge line for self-checkout and there's like 6 self-checkout lanes.
I don't know that I've seen that at Target. Walmart's the one where I feel like I cannot not do self-checkout at times.
Yeah.
Also Lowe's. Lowe's is big on self-checkout.
Walmart like corrals you into the self-checkout thing, and you look over and there's no other humans. Like, you don't have an option. You're just doing that, and then when they check the records at the end of the day, they're like, oh, it turns out people were stealing from us. And we go into those Walmarts, sometimes it feels like a barren wasteland because there's not as many people working there as you're used to. At least that's been my situation when we've gone into these places. But Target is now rolling out new changes to their self-checkout lanes. This should fire some people up. That will limit how many items customers can purchase. Beginning this weekend. It's happening this weekend, so get ready for it. Express self-checkout lanes will debut at nearly 2,000 stores nationwide. The new lanes allow customers to purchase 10 items or less, the company announced on Thursday. So this will be just like the self-checkout, but you can only do 10 items or less. So it sounds to me like they're kind of expanding on the self-checkout idea and adding like another rule there. But who enforces the rules? Like
that one guy that has to manage like 8 of them.
Hey,
run around.
They don't even really enforce the rules on the manned self-checkout lane. Like if you show up, or excuse me, that's not a thing. The manned express lane.
Mm-hmm.
If you show up with 20 items, I don't think they avoid confrontation, so they're not going to go, sorry, sir, you're going to have to go to a checkout lane that's one of the regular ones. This is express. I don't even think they like tell you like next time only use this lane if you have 10 items or less. They just scan you through.
They bite their tongue.
They scan you through. And it's up to like other customers to start fighting with each other about it.
And they will. They can and they will. But they've decided to start doing this because it bottlenecks every single time they have a self-checkout at one of these places. It's not as good of an experience. I will say that. Like, I don't know. I kind of like when there's a human being there.
I like the human being. It's nice to have somebody to talk to, unless it's like somebody that, like, you don't want to talk to, and then that's kind of weird. But I do like now that I think some of the self-checkouts I use have expanded from just being the, like, scan the traditional thing to having the gun. If you have the gun, it makes it so much easier.
I like that too. I think you're right about that. I like when they give you the scanner gun. It makes everything a little bit easier and more efficient, and more places should do that. But there's something kind of dystopian, at least in my estimation, about when you go into a big store and you wander around that store and you look at all the things in that store, and then you pick up the items that you want, put them in your cart, and then you leave and you're like, I never talked to anybody while I was here. I didn't even like come in contact with many other human beings while I was in this place. It seems a little bit weird, but maybe that's just the wave of the future. Let us know what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send your dispatch now. We'll get to those in just a moment here. A woman in Southern California is saying she was terrorized and harassed by alleged dog nappers. I see a Pasadena woman is being held hostage by fear after dog nappers have terrorized her with alarming texts and harassing messages about her beloved Rottweiler. That I wouldn't have expected. The Rottweiler seems like it would take care of itself. You're like, you got a big-ass Rottweiler. That's a dog you'd be scared to steal. But not in this case.
Yeah, it's supposed to be kind of like protecting you.
Yeah, they're usually like a Rottweiler's a good guard dog, just from things I've seen. A big dog, strong dog, and not a stealable dog, but they're going for it. Now she's speaking out in hopes of not just getting her dog back, but also getting justice. Jackie Luca told KTLA that she and her family are petrified and the police are doing nothing about this. Big shocker. I'm not able to sleep, she said. I'm still trying to cope with everything that's going on in my life. The last month and a half has been a nightmare, with a strange man lurking outside her Pasadena home and her dog Rocco disappearing on February 1st after she let him out for his morning walk. She says he has a tendency just to run out, but he usually comes back and waits for us in the driveway. This time, I walked down the stairs and he was gone. He was nowhere to be found. They said that the person has the dog, and they said they took it to Palm Desert, but their person is like, they're screwing with her to try to get money from her so she can get her dog back. And basically threatening that they'll do something terrible to the dog. Like with the dog crying in the background. Could you imagine that? My God. They could call you up and they go, we got your dog. Here's what we want you to do. And she says the police are doing nothing about this. I would freak out about that for sure. All right, let's check in with a couple of dispatches. While we have some time here, here is Synth Solution, who is one of the folks on the side of the express checkout. Let's see what Synth Solution says.
Hey, junkies, happy Friday.
Hey!
I am personally in favor of self-checkouts limiting how many items you can check out, because nothing irritates me more than watching a person with an entire cart filled to the top of groceries using the self-checkout, and there's like maybe only 2 or 3 available, and everybody's doing the same thing.
It's a little
and
annoying.
I gotta stand behind them because there's no living person at the register.
Yeah, that's the thing that's just weird. I don't mind if it's an option, but I do like if they have like a little bit of a buzz inside the either grocery store or like big box store. You want the buzz of humans actually working there, not just like a bunch of empty aisles. And then you kind of encounter people who are standing near the exit, but they're only there in case the alarms go off, and then they like approach you and look at your receipt and stuff. It's all very weird. It's a bad experience. Let's do 1 or 2 more here. Here is John the Exterminator. He's got a question for us, I guess.
So word from the grapevine says that VIP gets to pregame at Sean's house.
No.
So just going to need your address real quick,
could you
Sean.
imagine that many people at your
I know
house?
where to
No,
go.
I could not. I do not want to.
Before getting into the VIP of Just Okay.
No, sir. Don't bother stopping by here. Just go to the plaza. We'll be there. That's where all the fun stuff is happening. One more. Jennifer is she's talking about yesterday where we said there are different places around the world that are less patriotic or maybe even sometimes more patriotic than America. And she's talking about in Germany.
Hey, it's Jen in Germany. Here, people don't generally wear Germany or Deutschland T-shirts, but they do wear the German national soccer team shirts or jerseys or local soccer clubs and jerseys. That's pretty popular.
Well, thank you, Jennifer, for listening to us in Germany. We appreciate that, and we appreciate you chiming in on the show. And we'd love to hear from you as well. So do join us. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? We must bid adieu to the inventor of something that's inspired all of those papas and the so goods, because he is so dead. Roger Daltrey has shared the reason why he hates smashing guitars, and it's who he compares a guitar to that makes him a fool again. Plus, Jenny from the Block's tour is facing the Jenny from the Chopping Block. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a Corporate Time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Bungalower and the Bus. And at 9, we all find out what the hell is Angel listening to. Tonight on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey there, here is your midday weather update. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner, and this is your Central Florida forecast. Well, if you are just joining us, the weather forecast this weekend is going to be superb. High temperatures close to 90, low humidity, and bright sunshine. Great weather for outdoor activities. It'll be hot, but not stifling, not like summertime with all that humidity. Now, cold front Monday brings a few showers, then much cooler weather for the middle of next week with highs then only in the low 70s. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by the Florida Department of Transportation.
The Florida Department of Transportation wants to inform you that a new traffic pattern is coming soon to Sand Lake Road at the Interstate 4 interchange. Please stay alert, avoid distractions, and follow all posted signs while driving through the construction zone. Go to i4beyond.com/Sand Lake for up-to-date information.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will.
When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
You don't need a resolution to lose weight. You need a solution. And that's Red Mountain Weight Loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has full-strength semaglutide in their newest medication called Revelex. It's specifically formulated to provide full-strength semaglutide in a daily tablet. With Revelex, you'll lose up to 15 pounds a month. And it's not a shot, so you can skip the weekly trips to a doctor's office. But here's the best part. Revelex costs about half of what you'll pay for other semaglutide medications like Ozempic. That's right, I said half the price. Plus, Red Mountain includes medically supervised meal plans and free lifetime maintenance to help you keep the weight off. So why go anywhere else? At Red Mountain, you get no shots, just results for half the price. Trust the leader in medical weight loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has helped millions of people lose weight safely, and they can help you too. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
To thank you for 40 unforgettable years, Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
If you owe the IRS and can't pay, now is the time to call J. David Tax Law. After a 2-year hiatus, the IRS has resumed their aggressive collections letters. Don't wait. Call J. David Tax Law or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations, like 24/7 comedy.
They were really donut holes. The bag would be empty.
When you need to laugh, just open the free iHeartRadio app and search comedy.
Should we call someone? I'm like, no, that's his face.
iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Are you over 30 and putting off life insurance? It's time to get a quick quote from Ethos. A better, easier way to get term life insurance. All online with no medical exam. Answer a few health questions and you could be approved for up to $2 million. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to help protect your family's financial security? Ethos. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the news.
And beyond. And if you miss any of the show, you can always subscribe to the podcast. It's free and it's ready for you over at thenewsjunkie.com. Let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Apparently, having sex with a wiener dog is awesome.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
True.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. And, of course, the Home Loans Radio Show. If you are refinancing your beautiful dream home, perhaps you're looking to buy your first dream home, maybe you're looking for a commercial loan, this is the man to work with. He's part of the Real Radio family. He is your friend. He is very smart, and he made the process very easy. So start it today by going to ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
It was 14 years ago, 2010. This guy is a state.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Michael Jackson is right, and his estate signed a heavy deal. 10 album record deal with Sony Music. It was the biggest record deal of all time. This being just at less than a year after he died. How much did they sell to Sony?
Wait, they sold the deal to do 10 more records after he died?
Gave all his music to Sony.
Oh, sold, 10 of his albums. That's
less
big
than a
money.
year after he died, by the way, which was...
Michael Jackson monies are big. I'm saying 300 million smackaroonies.
Okay,
$1 billion.
It was $250 million for a 10-album record deal with Sony
Gotta say I went the
Music.
wrong direction in that one.
And now that that's all sold, why not make some more money to the estate with a brand new biopic, everybody?
Oh, we need another one of these?
We certainly do, and the upcoming Michael Jackson biopic will not gloss over the child molestation allegations against him, but they're going to take a pretty biased stance. They want everyone to kind of think that he didn't really molest anybody, okay?
That's kind of even weirder to
Right?
bring it up in the back.
Precisely.
Yes, of course he had a little bit of Jesus juice. Who doesn't?
What's wrong with sleeping together? It's a big bed. A journalist who read an early draft of the script says the movie wants very much to convince you that Michael is innocent, and it goes to great lengths to minimize and downplay the actual claims and eviscerate the accusers. None of this is surprising, though, considering that it got the blessings from the estate, and it seems like most 80% of the biopics these days don't get the blessings from the estate without a little bit of sprinkles and lies and glitter and all that jazz. I'm going to butcher the name, but boy, do I love his invention. We must bid adieu to Shigechi Negishi, the Japanese engineer that created the world's first karaoke machine. He has passed away.
Fatality.
At the age of 100 years old, no cause of death has been revealed.
Damn.
They say before his significant invention that made its way around the world and is certainly makes its way into my bank account every time I get paid to be a karaoke, a KJ as they say. He was working as a consumer electronics assembly business engineer for Nichiden Kyogo. Now, eventually, they say he was struck with the inspiration in 1967, worked to create a machine that would provide live backing track to sing over. Then they wired together a microphone, speaker, and a tape deck, and thus the karaoke machine was born.
Am I crazy here? I feel like the karaoke machine was just like such an obvious thing.
You'd think, but 67
everybody likes
is
music.
when it was born.
Yeah, why would that have taken so long? It's like everybody likes music, everybody likes singing music. This is a device with a microphone so you could sing music. It seems like...
They're like, wait, but we can do it without the lyrics and just use the instrumentals? Say
like,
what?
Did this blow minds at the time?
I
Where
guess
people
so.
were like, oh, I could be the rock star.
Well, did he invent the machine? He didn't invent karaoke, did he?
No, they actually didn't even come up with the word until years, I guess, afterwards, or it was a term that the Japanese described as instrumental backing tracks, but the invention itself did not, come into popularity until afterwards. Honestly, his contraption didn't even wasn't considered commercially successful. Like they're really bad with the marketing. It was called, by the way, Sparko Box. Which I absolutely love. But it inspired other engineers to make it, and they're the ones that made a bunch of money. They say to this day, there's only one Sparko box that remains, but in a 2020 interview, he demonstrated that one Sparko box is still operational.
Okay, you say Sparko Box sounds terrible.
I
but
love
imagine,
Sparko Box. I thought that was a fun word.
Put yourself.
It doesn't lead me to think that it's a karaoke style.
Neither
thing.
does karaoke if you're hearing it for the first time.
That's true.
Put yourself in a situation where we have grown up going to Sparko Box bars, going to hiring a Sparko Box DJ for our party, do the thing where maybe go do a little Sparko Box, and then they almost called that karaoke, and you're like, what the hell does that mean?
I saw somebody post on Nextdoor. I don't know if you saw this too, Sabrina. And they were like, hey, everybody, just want to let you know I'm officially launching my karaoke taxi cab company.
That's a hard no for me.
It's like, I'll be providing services in the area.
No. I told you guys my nightmare of an Uber ride. Where
No,
I was
don't think
like,
so, did you?
No, I was not feeling well. It was time for me to leave, and it was just like, I will get the quickest Uber. I spent, extra to get the XL, and all I want to do is take a nappy for the 40-minute drive home. And as soon as I shut the door for the minivan, lights go on. He's like, you're here for Christmas trivia. No. And for the remainder of the ride, I had to play a game, which I did very poorly in. Then he did a damn Christmas rap. And then I was like, can you maybe just play some music? And he played the most insane classical music that made me want to jump out of the car in the middle of I-4.
Do you know why that's a nightmare? You know why that's a total nightmare for me? Because if you're not feeling well, all you want to do is get a ride. If you don't participate or say, hey man, can you just drive? You seem like a jerk.
Yeah, I'm going to get 4 stars now.
Why are you a jerk when your expectations are that you're going to get in a car and get a ride somewhere?
Exactly.
And this person's expectations it's going to be a game show. It's ridiculous.
Speaking of expectations, this gal right here.
J-Lo.
J-Lo is right, and she expected to have a tour as successful as Taylor Swift's or perhaps Beyonce's. And not so much. She has been forced to cancel multiple tour dates due to low ticket sales.
That sucks. That was pretty surprising to me when I saw this story. J-Lo's a big star.
She is, but this is not going well for her. They say after the release of the new album, This Is Me Now, the bizarre Prime Video movie and documentary. They say they canceled stops in Cleveland, Nashville, Raleigh, Atlanta, Tampa, New Orleans, and Houston due to low ticket sales. So This Is Me Now tour is set to be her first concert tour in 5 years.
Was she booking stadiums or arenas?
I'm not completely sure. I mean, they didn't say exactly what venues, but I would assume that it was stadiums.
Take your average 13-year-old girl right now.
Oh, I would go to J-Lo for sure.
Do you think the average 13-year-old girl knows J-Lo songs?
No, but I think that you're going to ride the nostalgia train.
But the average 13-year-old girl knows
J-Lo.
The average 13-year-old girl knows Beyonce songs and knows Taylor Swift songs. I would almost guarantee. I don't know why they wouldn't.
J-Lo, it's her first album in years.
Yeah,
and then
maybe
everyone's
it's too long.
Kind of been making fun of the new movie.
Yeah,
it seems to be doing like better and better on Rotten Tomatoes for some reason. All the clips I've seen are hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess there's still some stops in Toronto and Miami and New York City because of quote unquote high demand, but not in the other places.
It's ending at 2-night stand in Madison Square Garden, which leads me to believe that and it's kicking off June 26th at the Kia Center. So it's arenas.
All right, I'm going then.
But did they say it was ticket sales? Because they're claiming it's logistics.
I mean, that's
a lot.
This article says low ticket
shows.
sales. It says while the tour is still scheduled for 30 shows, large number of tickets at most of the tour's dates remain unsold, judging by the seating charts on Ticketmaster. While such charts are not always completely accurate, the blue available segments of the seating charts on most dates are overwhelmingly larger than the gray unavailable ones.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so
more
they
like
say
J-Lo.
logistics, but if you are paying attention to your Ticketmaster website, you go, I don't know about this.
Well, they say logistics because it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Also embarrassing. JoJo Siwa, familiar? Dance
yes,
Moms.
I know of her. Yeah.
And she has a big warning out for everybody. She started her career as a little kid on Dance Moms. She is now 20 years old, and she's ready to grow, and she does not want to traumatize any youngsters, just all the adults that know her as tiny little JoJo Siwa. She's been working on a new project and is now warning everybody that it's not safe for kids, okay?
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. The following content is not made for children, may be disturbing or offensive to some viewers, may contain sexual themes, violence, strong language, traumatic scenarios, and flashing lights. Viewer discretion is advised. And to that,
right.
I say... You see, in lesbian girl world, JoJo Siwa is so cringe.
Oh, is she?
Oh my God! Everyone is losing their mind with her. It's just like.
Do you think? But do you think that she would do something like this? I guess the best way I could compare it is to Miley Cyrus, where she wanted to get away from the kid version of herself.
Yeah, but there's a way to do it. And
this is not coming over well.
No, it's extremely awkward and weird. Like she, this viral video on TikTok, like she just posed this question, like, "Who would you want to call if you can call any dead person?" But the way that she did it, she like put her arm out in front of the camera to show all her little temporary tattoos that she had. And now it's gone viral because everyone's stitching it like, stop. Please stop.
Hey, they're trying to make this temporary tattoo thing big again. There's
it's like the little ones, you mean? Or like
yeah. It's sort of like I've seen some things where they go try out that tattoo you've been thinking about. And then you get the temporary version and you see if you really want it forever. Or if you get the temporary tattoos, you can keep changing them up.
Or just get a tattoo. How about that?
It's a tall order because I got to be honest with you, when we were younger, temporary tattoos were lame. It was like embarrassing.
And they were itchy, and then they would like peel weirdly. And then we got that temporary, well, quote unquote temporary tattoo for you, Sean.
Not temporary enough.
Ended up being 3 weeks long.
That was great, though. That was a really good tattoo.
Some of my best work.
I'm very familiar with that because it just came up on Courtney's phone and she was like looking through some photos and she's like, look, I remember when you got this temporary tattoo from Sabrina.
I spent a lot of time on that. One of the members of this group right here.
The Who.
The Who? No, The Who is right. And Roger Daltrey wants everyone to know he was never part of the smashing of guitars. And his reason for it is a little strange, and I think just for one person in particular. He was the singer. He didn't really have anything to do with the smashing part, other than like a tambourine or a harmonica every once in a while. and the optics very underwhelming. They say Roger never felt like he was missing out. He admits he smashed a guitar one time, and he absolutely hated it. He said, and I quote, "It was like killing his wife."
All right. Exactly.
And
like
his
that.
wife is like, "Excuse me?" Nope, that is something that you can replace, and you probably have like 5 more on the side stage with your guitar tech. He said the guitar was worth 50 gigs, and he smashed it, and he'll never, ever do it again. And speaking of smashing, let's go ahead and smash out a very fun St. Patrick's weekend. I got some quiz questions for you. This for a prize. Sean, C-Lane, verse each other. St. Patrick's Day. It is approaching, or it's already happened, depending on when you listen to this. So let's talk about guys named Patrick. These are all questions. Patrick means patrician or noble. Patrick. While British actor Patrick McKinney, he's in the Avengers, was never knighted himself, he did play a nobleman in several movies, including what highly notable and quotable comedy in 1984?
Oh, man.
Princess Bride.
No, that is incorrect.
Robin Hood Men in Tights?
It rocks, and it's a mockumentary.
This is Spinal Tap.
That is
Damn
correct.
it.
Point for Christopher Lane. Speaking of franchises, Patrick Stewart was anchored...
Star Trek.
That is incorrect. He was... In which of those series, Star Trek and the X-Men, has he appeared in more big screen installments?
X-Men.
X-Men is correct.
Yeah!
It is now tied. All right. Number 4. Less well known as many of the fellow Patrick actors, Patrick Renna is nonetheless responsible for uttering one of the most famous film lines of the 1990s. This is a 1994 cult classic coming-of-age sports comedy. What?
That's a cult classic coming-of-age sports comedy from 1994?
1994. And
Waterboy?
that is not Waterboy. I'm looking for the quote from Hint the Sandlot.
Oh, The Sandlot.
The Sandlot.
Isn't that the name of the movie, The Sandlot?
I'm looking for the quote from a guy named Patrick from The Sandlot.
I have no idea.
If you're murdering me and you're not big...
You're killing me, Smalls.
That is correct.
Nice.
Sean is the winner of the Patrick St. Patrick's game. To think I had 12 more of those
If you're
questions.
murdering me and you're not big.
Really had to give me a good clue on that one.
On the boob tube, many exciting things. We have Irish Wish, Lindsay Lohan on Netflix, Manhunt on Apple TV+, streaming premiere of Dream Scenario on Max, and the 55th NAACP Image Awards on Saturday. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra, and most importantly, say it with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. When we come back this week in Florida, we're running behind, so stick with us. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Orlando City heads to the ATL to face Atlanta United FC for a Sunday showdown. Coverage begins this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a whole bunch of commotion on some of the major roadways this afternoon. Travel with caution. All lanes are blocked on Colonial Drive eastbound before State Road 408. Northbound and southbound on Florida's Turnpike. There's an accident blocking the left lane between Hancock Road and Oakland Exchange. On the Beach Line, heavy delays eastbound between Narcoossee Road and approaching Dallas Boulevard. If you see any traffic troubles, please call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by the Florida Department of Transportation.
The Florida Department of Transportation wants to inform you that a new traffic pattern is coming soon to Sand Lake Road at the Interstate 4 interchange. Please stay alert, avoid distractions, and follow all posted signs while driving through the construction zone. Go to i4beyond.com/Sand Lake for up-to-date information.
Get ready, because Scott's is taking over Daylight Saving Time. It's such a big event that we're calling it Day-Long Saving Time. And now it's got real savings. In fact, it's the biggest deals of the year. Audacious? Absolutely. So don't wait. Stock up early and you'll be able to save up to $20 on Scott's Triple Action and Easy Seed products today at the Home Depot, Lowe's, or Ace Hardware. Offers available March 7th through 20th at select U.S. stores while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See store for exact offers.
This is trial attorney Jeff Coppin from the injury law firm Coppin and Lind. Yes, another attorney commercial. When people ask me what they should look for when they're hiring an attorney, I make it pretty simple. 1, has your attorney been practicing for more than 10 years? 2, do they pick up the phone when you call? And 3, do they actually care about you? If this works for you, contact us at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546. Office, Orlando.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight?
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow. Guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Life Imaging FLA is an incredible service that saves lives. They've saved the life of 4 of my friends and a bunch of listeners. Life Imaging FLA. Listen, getting that early detection, early scan can save your life. And here's my goal this month. I want to have at least 50 friends and family go for that free heart scan. There's a few minimum requirements, but this is definitely worth it. Help me spread the word and have a conversation with your loved ones and get them in to get that free heart scan. Book your scan now for Life Imaging FLA. Early detection saves lives. Call Life Imaging FLA. You pick up your cell phone, you dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, few minimum requirements, and you can have that scan done. It's free heart scan from Life Imaging FLA. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds and ask about cancer screening. Get a scan if you can. Early detection of cancer can definitely save your life. It's Life Imaging FLA. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. Get a scan if you can. Life Imaging FLA.
In this edition of the Marketers Report, Angela Zepeda, Chief Marketing Officer of Hyundai Motor America, discusses measuring audio.
The measurement capability within audio, I think, surprised all of us, but all of it's been extremely helpful, and we have seen a huge return on our investment. The methodology by which we're approaching audio and then seeing the real results with real numbers has helped us continue to invest moving forward. One of the things that's been really important for us is to see the extension of reach to new audiences that we could not really speak to before. We get about a 20% lift adding audio to our overall portfolio.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a marketing company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial #546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Riding the daily roller coaster of viral news from the front row.
In just a moment, C-Lane will take us through what happened in Florida in the last week or so, and it's usually just a giant embarrassment for you folks in the Sunshine State.
You act like you're not one of them.
I'm not. I am removed now from the state of Florida. I'm now remotely broadcasting from an undisclosed state. And I'll stay here for the time being. All right, are you ready, C-Lane?
Ready, Sean.
Here we go. Let's do This Week in Florida.
Giving you a recap of the most groan-worthy stories in the state. It's This Week in Florida.
That is correct. The weekend is here. It's time to take a trip around the Sunshine State, see some of the craziness that has been going down in the past 7 days or so. And, Sean, how are your fish doing? Are they doing all right?
They seem to be fine. Should I be worried about them?
I don't know. There's a thing going on down in the Keys that could spread, and you need to be worried about your fish because you have a saltwater tank, right?
That's true. I do.
Well, they said there's still no smoking gun as bizarre fish behavior spreads in the Florida Keys. This has even gone to, like, the law, like the legislature.
Fish cops?
They call that the law. At the end of the legislative session came to a close, they added an item to the state budget that would fund research on a marine mystery developing in the Keys. If signed in a budget, $2 million would be allocated to the Fish and Wildlife Conservation to determine the scale and scope of an ongoing fish mortality and disease event.
$2 million doesn't seem like enough. For
No,
that.
yeah.
Buddy.
And this does seem like a big problem. If we have a bunch of fish just randomly dying and we don't know why, we're like, we'll allocate $2 million. I think we could do better than that.
So what about this $10 million art piece we have at the park?
I have a feeling that the Fish and Wildlife Commission or Conservation, they're used to getting small checks. They're like, oh, we allocated some money for your research. Since a report last week, the number of critically endangered small-toothed sawfish that have been recorded dead by the FWC has risen to 21. That's in a week. And they've received steady streams of videos from concerned residents in the Florida Keys. More than a dozen fish species have been seen spinning and acting erratically.
What the hell?
And they don't know if these two events are related, according to the director of the FWC's Fish and Wildlife Institute. They have investigation and lines of inquiry going on. The agency also added that dissolved oxygen, salinity, pH, and temperature are not suspected to be the cause of the fish behavior or the fish kills.
So essentially what happened here was they saw fish spinning around acting weird and like dying and stuff. And they went and did a water test. And when they did the water test, everything came back normal. So they're like, it's not that. It's got to be something else.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're just
isn't
kind
that
of
like, I mean, this is all based on the movies and stuff. And then sometimes with natural disasters. But when animals start acting weird, doesn't that mean something big's going to happen?
I think it's an alarming sign.
That is kind of like a thing that happens in like, what was it, like Day After Tomorrow or something like that? Some of those apocalypse movies.
Oh, I don't like this.
I don't know. Representative Matt Gaetz on Thursday was served a subpoena to sit for a deposition in a civil lawsuit that involves allegations he had sex with a 17-year-old girl. According to sources that told ABC News as part of a suit brought by a friend of the congressman against the young woman and others. Gaetz was issued the subpoena, which is not previously been reported by attorneys representing the woman who is now in her 20s and was at the center of a years-long investigation by the Justice Department into allegations that the Florida congressman had sex with her when she was a minor. Not a great week for Matt Gaetz. Also not a great week for this woman who in Putnam County, 33-year-old woman, and look up the mugshot of Jessica Woods because she was arrested after trying to sell her 1-year-old daughter for $500 outside of the business.
God.
Can't do that?
She looks like you kind of have an idea of what she would have spent the money on.
I would love to show you. I'm having a minor issue with
Well,
computer.
describe it. Meth? Is that what
It looks like she has dreads to me. I'm seeing
But her
dreadlocks.
face is kind of...
Yeah. She's lived a very difficult life. That much is clear.
Not as difficult as her 1-year-old, I imagine.
Apparently, the past year has been the hardest of that difficult 33 years. Jessica Woods is charged with child abuse, child neglect, and abandonment of a child. The incident happened March 5th outside of a business in Palatka. Woods had been loitering outside of the business with her 18-month-old daughter. She had been observed around the business with her daughter for a few days. An anonymous citizen made contact, asked if she and the child needed any assistance. Woods told the citizen, according to police, she didn't need anything, then offered to sell the child to the citizen for $500.
Jesus.
My gosh. When the citizen refused to purchase said child, she walked away, leaving her daughter behind. That's what led to
This
her
poor
arrest and the
kid.
child abandoned. Yeah, this kid needs to be somewhere else. That's just crummy and all.
At least $2,000.
Yeah.
It is a hell of a deal.
A 70-year-old Daytona Beach man was arrested. I don't know if he's fighting off spring breakers right now, but he was arrested for trying to stab 2 teens with a sword and cut the finger of one boy who grabbed the blade to prevent getting stabbed in the chest. Robert Stephen Robb was arrested Saturday, charged with 2 counts of aggravated child abuse. He was being held at the Volusia County Branch Jail. Also wish Sean could show you his mugshot because got a very creepy look to him for a guy who tries to stab teenagers with a sword. What?
I mean, when I hear that the guy pulled out a sword and started stabbing people, I'm picturing him looking pretty crazy. I'm expecting it.
Police said that the teens told police they went to Rob's home to look for a friend. When they knocked on the door, he opened it and charged at them with a red and silver sword. One teen moved out of the way. He charged at the other teen, pointing the sword at his chest. The teen grabbed the blade to stop the sword from stabbing him in the chest, and the finger on the teen's right hand was cut. I didn't know that most people that had swords, they were like sharp.
No, I wouldn't.
I mean, you can sharpen it. So
I would think like the vast majority of swords that people have in the U.S. are probably just like display things.
Yeah.
Unless it's a crazy person. Like the crazy person is the one who's like, let's
You're supposed to
sharpen
have like a dull sword
I also
up on
think
your
it's weird
wall.
if you have swords. Come on.
It's a red flag. Yeah, I would say so.
Unless it's signed by Randy Jackson.
True.
And it's okay. We have another thing that we're number 1 in.
Yeah.
This is weird. And this is something that is according to the Zillow app. Florida has, more than any other state in the union, more damaged properties for sale.
Okay.
Yes.
Look at us go.
I knew we could do it.
And they are still selling them for the price of a not damaged property?
I mean,
Undamaged?
I think you could get a little bit of a discount seeing as the damage. But as of Thursday morning, there were a total of 202,000 plus properties listed on Zillow, including all types, single-family, multifamily, condos, lots of land in Florida. Of these, 963 were described as having some damage. Under Florida law, sellers are required to disclose any known defects or damages that could affect the property's value. All 3 other states have similar requirements. Texas obliges sellers to give written notice of all the defects in the property to the buyer. In New York, sellers must disclose any damage to the property before purchasing contract is signed. But, so we're number 1. See, I mean, we do have a lot of hurricanes that come our way, and sometimes you get those problems fixed up more than others. But,
I know going to New Orleans, if you drive to the airport, you can see all the houses that still have blue tarps on their roofs, and they'll be from a hurricane that's like 5, 6, 7 years ago, and they still have them. So theirs must be pretty close. I don't know if there was like a list of other places too, but I bet they're not far behind us.
Over to some light embezzlement in Florida. In Palm Harbor, a Clearwater woman was arrested after deputies claimed she was writing company checks to herself from her job and cashing them.
Nice.
They launched the investigation in 2022 after the president of Palm Harbor-based eyewear manufacturing company Inspex USA alleged that the 41-year-old was writing the checks and forging the signature. She wrote 232 checks to herself from 2016 to 2022. How much money do you think she got?
242 checks?
232 from a period of 2016 to 2022.
So small checks, but enough to get her caught after all these years. I'll go $200,000.
$200,001.
$710,531. Sean, you went in the correct direction. Whereas a 7-Eleven employee in Southwest Florida was accused of stealing $25,000 from the workplace and fleeing to Tampa. Now, here's the thing. If you steal $25,000 from your job and you want to make a clean getaway, you want to make a fast getaway, I would avoid the Greyhound bus, which is what this guy did. He took money from the safe at his 7-Eleven job. He was permitted to access the safe to make bank deposits. He was accused of disconnecting the security cameras before making off with $25,000. And then Naples police discovered he was heading to Tampa on a Greyhound bus, which is just very incredibly easy to wait at the Greyhound station for this guy to get off the bus.
Damn, he's in big trouble now, I'm guessing.
Not doing so great. Over in Daytona Beach, a man and woman were arrested after they allegedly assaulted a 73-year-old man during a robbery. They're saying they're alleging that this woman set up a date with this dude and then had her ex-boyfriend come rob him. Chelsea Wright, God. 34, and also
it's a terrible date.
Not a lot of good-looking mugshots. This girl looks good in her mugshot. She probably does all right. And Andrew Marks, 33, were both arrested after a man told hospital staff he was hit over the head with a metal object and robbed near Plantation Pines.
What's her last name?
Chelsea Wright, W-R-I-G-H-T. She's 34 years old. The man arrived at the hospital around 5 a.m., had to be treated for several injuries to his head, torso, and arms. He told deputies he met with Wright at a Daytona Beach bar to discuss their romantic relationship. Buddy, you're 73 years old.
Yeah.
She's 34 and hot. Are you rich?
He was thinking he was going to have a great day, though, for just a moment in time.
Wright suggested the man come back to her house. He, of course, agreed and began to follow her in his car.
Bang time.
At one point, Wright pulled over to pick Marks up from the side of the road. This is the woman. So she picks up her ex-boyfriend from the side of the road before dropping him off at home. When the man got out of his car at the alleged destination, Marks reappeared and hit the man in the head with a metal object and kept hitting him until he fell to the ground, stole the man's wallet, and left. That is a long road to go down just to get a dude's wallet.
Here's the two of them you could see here. Yeah, this is them in their mugshot after they took advantage of this dude. Is there any kind of indicator in the charges that, it's worse because the guy's in his 70s? Or is that, not an upcharge?
No, it is. It should be an upcharge. It just they don't list the exact charges.
I like the guy on the right's like, what did I do? Huh?
His mugshot
I don't get why I'm here.
I'll put that up on See It Now. He's like, well, what's going on, guys?
Look at her.
Deputies conducted surveillance on Wright before pulling her over for a traffic infraction and finding narcotics in her car. During an interview with detectives, she said the attacker was an elderly woman with Alzheimer's who she picked up on the side of the road. They later discovered text messages between her and Marks where they had planned the robbery together. Who plans a robbery with your ex-boyfriend?
Yeah, that's weird.
There's a whole bunch of weird stuff going on. And then, last but not least, in This Week in Florida, and this guy, I'm kind of on his side. I say we need justice for Leighton Paul Nauman, who was arrested for what they call an indecent scenario on a Florida beach. This is a 60-year-old sound engineer.
Indecent scenario.
Indecent scenario. The scenario part is in quotes. They say the 60-year-old sound engineer went to the beach Saturday hoping to arrange a sexual encounter or maybe just go home with someone's phone number. While such goals may be commonplace, his unusual tactics were what resulted at his arrest at Blind Creek Beach, which is a clothing-optional beach.
All right, so it's a nude beach.
He was arrested for indecent exposure at the nude beach. That's the place where you're supposed to be allowed to indecently expose.
Because he was aroused, probably.
You can't get arrested for having a boner.
Well,
C-Lane, you're clearly saying the story. Something happened.
I want the clip of that real bad. Eric, did he go up to a woman at the nude beach and be like, like, kind of shove it in her face or something?
No, it's actually quite the opposite. He was leaving it up to the opposite sex to make the move. In response to prior complaints about lewd behavior occurring on beach pathways, which I guess it sounds like this beach has a reputation for some hookups. One would think from the police report. A sheriff's deputy was on foot patrol when he came upon a naked Leighton Paul Nauman, seated in a recliner chair with a hat over his face around 12:30 p.m. The arrest report offers an explicit account of the, quote, genital presentation, unquote, observed by the cop. And there is a note that says there's a description of multiple rings, a metal chain, and a note advising passersby, to please feel free to investigate.
Hey, Mr. Boner. That wasn't him?
I don't know why I cut off.
Hey, Mr. Boner. What's that from me? He just gave you a fantastic one. That's
I don't
the one
have
you
the
should...
technology to pull it right now.
My God.
Somebody
this world
help
is
me out.
unfair.
I know. Tell me about it.
The police officer in the report writes, as I looked into the scenario, I saw the subject's penis completely exposed. The penis and its neighboring scrotum were stuffed into a metal ring commonly referred to as a, don't say it,
C-ring.
Yeah, he's typed it out here multiple times. Rings that go around for the purpose of slowing blood flow out of an erection can aid in making them last longer and be harder. Each of the subject's respective testicles were also in their own metallic ring. The end of the chain had a metal ring and was attached to the stick and suspended the chain in the air. At the base of the stick
there's a scenario for
was a cloth laid out and had a note written on it reading, "Hello, please feel free to investigate gently."
Hey, Mr. Boner.
With a cat face drawn on it.
Weird.
So I guess that's illegal, and he was arrested for indecent exposure at a nude beach. I say justice for this man. That's it for This Week in Florida.
Thank you, C-Lane. When we return, we're going to hear from you, your dispatches. You got questions about Just Okay, you can hit us with those now as well. And China made a robot. And they're showing it off like it's the most impressive thing in the world. But I think this robot is embarrassing. We'll see what you think about this. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
You know you can always text us. Unless you're driving. At 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
There's a couple accidents to watch out for this afternoon. The off-ramp is partially blocked from the Beach Line westbound to Conway Road. On I-4 westbound at US 27, authorities are clearing up an accident there. Heavy delays, travel with caution. Bumper-to-bumper traffic due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike southbound between Hancock Road and Oakland Exchange. Traffic is backed up to County Road 561. If you see any traffic troubles, please call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by the Florida Department of Transportation.
The Florida Department of Transportation wants to inform you that a new traffic pattern is coming soon to Sand Lake Road at the Interstate 4 interchange. Please stay alert, avoid distractions, and follow all posted signs while driving through the construction zone. Go to i4beyond.com/Sand Lake for up-to-date information.
Hey, let's get out of here. With Audible, we could root for a lone astronaut as he tries to save Earth from disaster. Maybe go for a run with the founder of the world's biggest sneaker brand. We could get the tea on the real-life media mogul succession drama. Or find out what life is really like for an Oscar-winning actress. I mean, with Audible, we could go anywhere. There's more to imagine when we listen. Hear the latest audiobooks, podcasts, and originals at audible.com.
Do you have information about a violent crime? Help solve crimes with your anonymous tips at crimeline.org. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your tips make a difference. Say it here. It's anonymous at crimeline.org. Paid by CSTF.
Frank Gay has something cool for you. Keep your AC running smoothly with a tune-up for only $89 for a limited time. Friendly, speedy, and expert service. That's the Frank Gay way. Visit frankgayservices.com or call for details.
Embark on a journey through the most absurd moments of the human story with Ridiculous History, the podcast that explores the bizarre corners of human existence, like the evolution of the toilet, the story of Comic Sans, or the exploits of the notorious Aaron Burr.
Aaron Burr is like, one day my life is going to be part of a musical.
However, though, he probably didn't necessarily at this point think that he was going to be the villain.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Life Imaging FLA. Man, I love this company. They've saved the lives of several of my friends and a lot of listeners. It really is cool. Did you know early detection of heart disease and cancer can be a game changer in terms of treatment outcomes? Of course you know that. Well, let's spread the word this month. Let's get proactive with our health care. And this month, I want to send at least 50 friends and family members to get that free heart scan. There's a few minimum requirements, but I'm telling you, it has saved the lives of listeners and also friends of mine. Let's spread the word, get that conversation going with your loved ones, and let's talk to them about early detection because it can definitely save lives. You can book your screening and scan now. It's Life Imaging FLA, free heart scan. A few minimum requirements, but this is a $699 value. You pick up your cell phone, you dial pound 250 and say the words free heart scan. That's pick up the cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. And when you talk to them about that free heart scan, ask about cancer screening. My goodness, that's important. It's Life Imaging FLA. You'll have an option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Hey, what's good, guys? This is Angel from the Monsters. You guys know I love to cook on my Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive, and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassey's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories, everything that you need. They have the classroom set up so you can teach you the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques on the Big Green Egg as well. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassey's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee, so check them out. It's Wassey's Meat Market. Check them on Instagram or go to their website, wasseysmeatmarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassey's Meat Market.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, post-nasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hey, let's get out of here. With Audible, we could root for a lone astronaut as he tries to save Earth from disaster. Maybe go for a run with the founder of the world's biggest sneaker brand. We could get the tea on the real-life media mogul succession drama. Or find out what life is really like for an Oscar-winning actress. I mean, with Audible, we could go anywhere. There's more to imagine when we listen. Hear the latest audiobooks, podcasts, and originals at audible.com.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations waiting for you to explore right now, like 24/7 comedy.
Men don't settle down. We surrender. Women, we never express the emotions we're actually feeling, right? I'm fine means I'm about to stab you in the neck.
Clips from today's top comedians and the greatest of all time.
Donut hole. If you want a donut, have a donut. Why are you eating the hole?
When you need a laugh, just open the free iHeartRadio app and search comedy.
You can actually change the station.
iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Three best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture.
You can always learn more about the show by going to thenewsjunkie.com. Create an account so you can send us dispatches, and you too could be featured on the show even today. So head on over there, thenewsjunkie.com, to learn more. And I'm always on this show talking about robots. I have, I think,
you love robots.
No, I don't.
It's your
love
favorite
them.
thing. You want the robots to uprise and then be friends with us.
C-Lane, I hate the robots. I hate them, C-Lane. And when I see them, I see I see the future going south with a couple of things. You know, I was just talking with our friend Forrest, who works in the world of video and does all kinds of amazing stuff, about how AI is going to impact that whole world. And it's so crazy how fast some of this stuff is happening. And I don't know that we're really considering what's going to happen in 5 years or 10 years. And the robots, like the Boston Dynamics place, should be burned to the ground, for God's sake. It's a laboratory where they're just making these things more and more sophisticated. And they're like, what happens if we give it a weapon? You know, I don't know, but let's not try that right now. And generally, I look at these and I go, okay, I get it. I know what they're doing. You know, and until the cops get a hold of them, I'm okay with it. But this one that they've just announced in China, it's supposed to be impressive, but honestly, I just keep laughing at it. And in China, they have created what they are calling the world's fastest humanoid robot.
China robot.
It's the fastest robot that looks like it's a person.
Oh, okay, cool. Love
and
it. Let's put some skin on it. Call it a day.
Well, it goes 7 miles per hour, which I feel like we could go faster than 7 miles per hour.
I don't feel like I could.
You don't think so?
No.
I don't know. How fast can I run? Can I go 7 miles an hour? I'm not sure.
No.
I don't know what my top speed is. I've never checked it out.
Okay, so think about the scooters that you can rent, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Those top out, I think, at like 10. Maybe,
10?
Maybe 12 miles an hour.
Those are pretty fast.
And run up against that?
No, I don't think I could beat one of those in a foot race versus one of those scooters. I don't know that I would be able to beat it.
All right, so you cannot go 7 miles an hour.
Well, this guy can, or this robot can, I should say. And it's Unitree H1 Evolution V3. That's the name of the robot that runs 7 miles per hour. And yes, they made a robot, and yes, it does run, but it also looks like it's either about to or just pooped its pants. And it's hard to be scared of something when it looks like this. So I want to share with you. I put it up on See It Now since
I'm
it's a
scared
visual.
of things that look like they're about to poop their pants.
Wait till you see this
My
thing.
son.
Yeah, true. It's built that into you. If you want to check it out, since it's a visual, it's over at thenewsjunkie.com, so we can always break down that wall. But here's the robot in question that can run faster than any other robot. You see how kind of looks like it has to go to the bathroom.
Stupid.
It's a little weird. And so they put this video out from Unitree of these robots.
It's got a good stanky leg.
Their feet are like bird legs, kind of. You see what they got going on there?
Yeah,
It's
it
like
doesn't seem like that could balance you very well.
I guess it does, though, because if this is real, if this is an AI itself,
do you think
that
all this robotics stuff is teaching us that the human form is not the most efficient for speed and for all that kind of stuff?
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Look how they got him jumping and stuff right here. You see jumping with it? And they got one of the Boston Dynamics
Can't
dogs.
even land.
It like bobbled over. So they're still working on it, but it can run 7 miles per hour now. And it's working with a knockoff of the Boston Dynamics robot dog.
Why did they put a shirt on it?
I don't know. That's weird. Isn't it?
Tell me it has
Put it in a t-shirt.
Tell me it has robot nipples.
I don't know if it does, but they put a T-shirt on it, which is a very weird thing.
Well, then, I mean, that's so you don't have to paint just one logo on the robot. You could just change its T-shirt.
I guess, yeah, but isn't that going to make it so the electronics under there are getting hot? I would think that wouldn't work out well for them. But it looks more human if you do it that way. It's something, man. We're watching all this stuff happen so fast. Over on Twitch, DJ X, it says it's all walking all bow-legged. It does have like a weird gait to it, I guess is what you would call like the way this thing walks. Go check it out over on the See It Now section at thenewsjunkie.com. But that's what China is up to. That's their creation. Hard for me to be scared of that one because it's kind of hilarious looking when it runs at its full pace there. But what's that look like in 10 years?
I don't know, like a piggyback ride for the first time since I was a child.
It looks like it's going to, if it gets mad at you, destroy you. That's what it looks like in 10 years. And you already heard the one this week where the voice was really impressive and it sounded like an actual human being.
That one's fake, I'm telling you.
That's what they're saying. That's real. It's verified as real in these stories, but you never know. I will tell you this. I think this is a little bit too early. I think they're kind of pushing things and maybe they're getting a little big for the britches. But Home Depot is already, mind you, it's mid-March right now of 2024 as we do this show. Home Depot is already announcing their Halloween stuff.
Perfect.
And
that's a good idea.
We're way away from Halloween, but they got so excited because people started buying those big-ass skeletons at Home Depot.
And some people are using them year-round. They're just like decorating them.
I got somebody in my neighborhood who's doing that. And I've got people in my neighborhood who have decided to embrace the year-round Christmas lights, which is an interesting move.
Are they turning them on?
The ones that I see that what they've done is they have the ability to control them and they make them just all one color. And so they'll be like just white or just like, regular lights. And then when Christmas time comes around, they hit some button or whatever or go into an app and then they turn them into Christmas lights. And so they're just like all year round. And I guess that's one of the new trends that people are working on. But Home Depot is jumping out way in front of Halloween here. It's not even the summer yet, folks. Dial it down. They're telling all this stuff that they have very early here. They got a 5-foot skeleton dog, a 7-foot animated LED Frankenstein, a 10-foot LED murderous maple tree, and other large decorations that they have been making big money off of. And I say, good for them. I guess they're doing their thing over there, but it seems just a little bit early for all of that. What do you think? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch right now. Let's go over to Boki Footy, talking about some fish that were in the news. Here we go.
Okay, the Keys now have cocaine fish. Yeah, they're over there snoring the stuff that comes from Cuba.
I don't think it's that.
They're just like spinning around in circles and they're dying. That's it. Peace.
I'm so concerned with that story about these fish acting very bizarrely, and we have no idea why. Like, there's the fish off the Keys are spinning around in circles. All the people who are experts at this are baffled, and they're dying. Not the people, but the fish. And they just have no clue what's going on. It seems like we should put more effort into figuring out what exactly is happening there. That's a mystery I'd like to see solved. What do you think? Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we come back, the internet just got a whole lot less fun in the state of Texas. What's going on? We'll tell you. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
Monsters in the Morning.
Sometimes I give too much. I'm sure people get sick of me. Moron on Facebook
I've
again.
heard that about Russ Rollins. He's a giver.
I am a giver.
Not a taker.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Fantasy.
Kirk Cousins is heading south to the Falcons after signing a big deal with Atlanta. Everybody knows the deal with Kirk. He's a nice guy. He's boring. He's vanilla ice cream. You know what you're getting with Kirk Cousins. But I like what you're getting. Egoless, committed, accurate, productive. Teammates love him. Kirk may not win a Super Bowl, but he wins a lot, and I think he'll win the division, the NFC South. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
In this week's Marketers Report, we learn about the value of local influencers in uncertain times. From Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
The economy is tough for everyone, and taking a step back and understanding the pain that your customers are currently going through because of a tough environment is really important. We have 19,000 agents across the country, and they understand what's going on in those very unique communities. iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, connected, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
To thank you for 40 unforgettable years, Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors, and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
It's the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Score 0% financing on popular models like Rogue with no payments till 2025. And closeout pricing on remaining 2023s. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Click OrlandoNissan.com. Home of the lifetime warranty. See dealer for details.
Hey, homeowners. Russ Rollins here to talk to you about something serious. Your power bill. Last summer was tough, but this year could be even worse. So don't wait until the last minute to get protection and savings from solar power and backup power. Solar Source has a new pay-as-you-go solar package that lets you start with an affordable base system and add solar panels over time. Plus, their pay-as-you-go battery backup is awesome, and it lets you add critical backup power as you go. Schedule a free consultation at solarsource.com/monsters. Get ready for a stress-free summer.
McDonald's McCafe iced coffee wakes you up like the perfect song. The 100% Arabica beans get your head nodding. Yeah, then the cream drops like a smooth bass line. Add some ice to chill it down, and some French vanilla flavor. There you go. Or change it up and go with caramel. Either way, it's a stone cold classic. Start your day with a $1.49 McCafe iced coffee, available during breakfast hours only. Music to my ears. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. My day just flows better when I make my first stop McDonald's. I can choose 2 faves and save big when I bundle a savory sausage McMuffin or flaky sausage biscuit with crispy hash browns for breakfast for $2.79. Or I can make Mickey D's my last stop. Lunch, dinner, a late night snack perhaps, when I bundle a crispy McChicken or juicy McDouble with delicious small fries for only $3.69. Now my day is made the tastiest way when I bundle and save at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid with product served.
I'm Chris Riccobono, founder of Untuck It. When I started the brand, I wanted to make the perfect fitting untucked shirt. And over the years, we changed the way guys think about how they dress. The secret was our obsession over fabric quality, listening to what our customers wanted and making everything fit perfectly. Our fit team has mastered pants, polos, sports coats, and more. So we've got you covered from head to toe. Try what millions of guys already know and love. Shop today at untuckit.com or our 80-plus stores worldwide.
If you owe the IRS and can't pay, now is the time to call J. David Tax Law. After a 2-year hiatus, the IRS has resumed their aggressive collections letters. Don't wait. Call J. David Tax Law or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
They're best friends. Unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's
Our friend Mo DeWitt's going to be joining us in just a bit, probably in the next segment. So let's talk about Just OK 8 as the event is right on the horizon here. First of all, thanks to everybody who has already bought tickets and is going to come hang out with us. We appreciate you, and we're ready to show you a good time. I know, like, I'm right now trying to avoid spoilers because Forrest comes in. He's like, hey, I'm working on some stuff for Sabrina's show. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't. No.
He's been doing a killer job, man.
I know he's going to. But I don't want any spoilers for me either. I want to be surprised by everything. I like that each year. I like there being a modicum of surprise for even me at the event, and that's kind of fun. But this is a huge show that we do. It's a concert, it's a sideshow, it's a party, it's a St. Patrick's Day experience with the News Junkie crew. So if you want to hang out with us, well, you're going to do it, and it's going to be tomorrow at Plaza Live. We're going to have our friends from the Young Tapes out there to kick things off, and they are so good, like really, really good. We're one of the favorites of the last several years at Just OK, and it'll be something that brings the energy up big time. Then the Shabooms, a Garage Soul band, just absolutely incredible performance. We've seen from them time and again if they are at our event or at other events. Just all awesome shows. Really, really good. And then Sealand and I, our band is going to be playing. We'll be performing.
They are just really good. I mean, they're just incredible, really well put together, just awesome performance.
Yeah, and we'll see how that whole thing goes. But it should be a to-do, and it should be something that hopefully people absolutely love. We've got our friend DJ Digital. We've got stunts being performed on the stage. There are sloths, or at least a singular sloth that will be in attendance. And by the way, somebody sent me some email. And they're like, are we really sure that the sloths should be at the venue around this? Do you think we're going to put a sloth in danger?
Literally could not be in better hands. Jody has been a friend of the show for a long time. Those that went to the Derby a few years ago met Maddie, the lemur.
Yeah. Maddie's awesome.
Same family. I mean, Jody is the best, and of course, we're going to make it safe for everybody.
Yeah.
She wouldn't put the sloth in a bad situation if it was going to be a bad situation. It's there
these
to have
animals
fun
are
for
like
everybody.
The most cared for and protected animals that you could ever imagine. And she let us know, because it could be a little tempting. When she brought a lemur in to the studio one time, we're all playing with this lemur. We're like, this is awesome. Oh my God, these things are so amazing to just look at. And they do a thing where they put their little hands in their mouth and stuff. And as we're looking at this lemur and bowled over by it, she goes, just so you know, it's like having a child. This is a 24/7 job. There's like no, breaks from this. This is not something for everybody else. It's for her. She's a professional. And it'll be super cool to have a lemur out there you can get a picture with. Sloth, excuse me. The sloth that will be out there. Baby sloth.
You just convinced yourself that you'd rather have the lemur.
I already met the lemur. I've already met the lemur. I haven't met Toothless. So that one's more exciting for me. But the lemur will be out there. Obviously, Sabrina's band, Sabby's Little Helpers, will be on the stage performing to wrap everything up. And it's going to be a blast, right? We'll be drinking. We'll be partying for St. Patrick's Day.
Dancing with DJ Digital.
Yeah, we'll be making you laugh. We'll be making you move your body. All of those things for Just OK 8 at Plaza Live. And we're just one day away now. So if you want to go, get your tickets right now at realradio.fm/justok. And don't forget, the test show will be available for download to people who are in attendance. That is when Sabrina and I did a test version of the News Junkie radio show and recorded it, and recently rediscovered this. And my God, is it something? If you can get through the whole thing,
I wonder if I can get through it knowing that I'm not going to be in it.
I don't think so.
Like if I were in it, I definitely would. There's like secret shows that I won't listen to because I'm just like, oh my gosh.
What was happening?
Whoa, buddy. But I'm not in this. I should be able to just watch from the outside. But then if I start cringing for you,
Yeah. No, it's tough. It's a tough listen, but it's interesting, I guess, in some ways. It's available. You'll see it at the venue. And try to get your hands on the golden magnets that will be there at Just OK8. Those of you in VIP will get them. And everybody in VIP gets 2. So if you want to reach out to the folks who are general admission, the folks who are in the Mo Zone, the folks who are just hanging out, you can toss them a golden magnet. Or if you want to. But maybe you want to just like say, I want both of these. I want to put one of them on my car and one of them is going to go into my collection or something. It's on you, but it's going down tomorrow. It's at the Plaza. VIP is 6:30 p.m. VIP is 6:30 p.m. You'll be coming into the venue, and we'll just start partying right away, hanging out with you. And then at 7 o'clock, general admission starts. They kick in, and everybody just starts to fill up the place for the big party at 7:30, 8 o'clock when the show actually kicks off. So don't miss out on this. It's going to be so fun. We thank our friends at Mills Air. We thank the folks at Beatbox. We thank JustCallMo.com. Everybody for helping us put this event together. It may well be the last one we ever do. So if you want to see us perform live, this is the time to do it. Go to realradio.fm/justokay. When Mo comes in a handful of minutes here, we had something on the list for him, did we not? I thought we did.
I said it, and I feel like Salem was like, we're not going to put that on the list.
it was something...
Whatever it was so bad?
It would have been an embarrassing ask.
Oh, no. All right. Well, we'll get whatever questions everybody else has for Mo over to him. And I wanted to share a story with you. Just this is generally where we do jury duty. I'll just put this in there very quickly. If you're injured on the go, you just call Mo, 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. If you are in an accident, you have a lot of options when it comes to attorneys. But you want to be smart about this. Choose the one who's going to hear you out and represent you in the way that you deserve to be represented. Not just another number on a spreadsheet, not some software telling you settle the case now for this much. A person fighting for you. Justcallmo.com. All right. Do you guys both have AirPods? You guys both have them?
I think so, yeah. I have.
All right.
I have the first ones ever made, though.
I don't know if this will hit with you or not, but I just wanted to share a story because a woman in Georgia who also has AirPods, she dropped hers, and they're not cheap. So if you dropped AirPods, I can see that you would want to scurry to try to get those, and something bad happened. They said a woman in Georgia died after she dropped an AirPod under a conveyor and got caught in a chain while searching for it.
Fatality.
So she's in like a manufacturing plant for a place called Club Car, whatever that is, Club Car. They manufacture golf carts and other vehicles. According to an incident report, a coworker told officials that Drinkard, her last name is Drinkard, Alyssa Drinkard, got pinned under the machine after getting caught in the conveyor belt chain while trying to pick up her AirPod after she dropped it at work. And they said the coworker told officials because of the way she was pinned, she wasn't able to get her out, so she called for maintenance to come and shut the machine down. They began taking it apart once the machine was down and called 911, they said. Emergency personnel performed life-saving measures before she was taken to the hospital where she was pronounced dead.
Is there not a giant red button that stops it?
I would have thought any kind of machinery.
That should be the case.
You hit the button and the thing stops and then you're good to go. But I guess they had to go get some people, and she's just caught up in this machine as all of this is happening. What an absolute nightmare. Okay, quick break. When we come back, we'll get to that story about the internet in Texas. And I know those of you at Dallas listening on The Freak have probably heard about this, but there's some new twists and turns in it. And we'll talk to our friend Moses DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. He is coming up next on the News Junkie.
In one day, the News Junkies Just OK 8, presented by Mills Air and JustCallMo.com. Tomorrow at the Plaza Live. Get your tickets now at realradio.fm/JustOK.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
There's a bunch of commotion this afternoon. Florida's Turnpike northbound approaching I-75. Heavy delays southbound. Authorities are clearing up an accident between Hancock Road and Oakland Exchange. Traffic is backed up to County Road 561. Expect delays northbound in that area as well. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Clarkona-Ocoee Road westbound at Hiawassee Road. If you see any traffic troubles, please call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
To thank you for 40 unforgettable years, Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Tax time means a much-needed cash bonus for many people. But for business owners, it can mean the opposite. Hey, this is R.C. Hill from R.C. Hill, Mitsubishi in DeLand. My accountant said I need to reduce my tax burden now. So I'm going to overpay for your old car because I'd rather give you the money than the government. Get up to $4,297 more for your old car than it's actually worth. No matter where you bought the car, no matter how many miles are on it. It's simple. Trade in your old car you hate driving and get a new car today like a Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. That means most people can trade and lower their payment. Or let me double your tax refund up to $2,500. RC Hill Mitsubishi specializes in approving customers with below average credit scores. My goal this month is 100% credit approval. This month, my prices will not be beat. This sale ends when my accountant says enough is enough. I'm RC Hill at RC Hill Mitsubishi, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. 2 locations, DeLand and now in Ocala. Or visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
My friends at Mills Air have been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. They're a Carrier Factory authorized dealer, and there are rebates that you get up to $1,275 on a brand new Carrier unit. If you're going to go with the experts, you got to go with Carrier, and you got to go with millsair.com. That's where I got my system. I absolutely love it. And you got to make sure you do maintenance on your AC system. They do service on all brands of AC, and it can detect and prevent an upcoming breakdown for you and save you a lot of money. You can count on millsair.com.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included when you buy an extended silver unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah!
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. Online only. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Are you over 30 and putting off life insurance? It's time to get a quick quote from Ethos. A better, easier way to get term life insurance. All online with no medical exam. Answer a few health questions and you could be approved for up to $2 million. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to help protect your family's financial security? Ethos. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
There are choices that can change your life.
Like the choice to start routine colorectal cancer screening at age 45.
It's one of the most common cancers for women and men.
Talk to your doctor about your screening options or visit cdc.gov/screenforlife for more information.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This
We're ready for a St. Patrick's Day party you're not going to forget. And lest you miss out, we want to tell you to go over to realradio.fm/justokay. And then guess what? In just a little bit, you'll never hear us talk about it again. We'll be moving on with millions of other things that we have going on in the show.
Well, my wife will like that.
Yeah, will she? Yeah, I think we'll all like that. I think Moses will like that even, who joins us here in the studio. Hello, Mo.
Hello, Sean.
What's happening, Mo? Is with us.
Good day, Chris.
And by the way, big thanks to you for stepping up for the folks who were able to get some tickets.
That was cool. Okay. That was a lot of fun.
I know there was a lot of people who were like, hey, I really wanted to go. I've never been to a Just Okay, but I didn't have the money to get in. And it's like, that's the perfect person we want to line up with this.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what we're looking for. You're going to be out there on Saturday, yeah?
This Saturday?
Yeah, it's this Saturday.
Yeah. I mean... Got a lot of plans. Was going to rearrange my sock drawer.
All right.
I'll try to squeeze it in, though.
Probably flying down to Tampa to hang out with the Bone.
That's probably it.
They are fun over there.
Unbelievable, this guy. Okay, so make sure you go get your last-minute information, tickets, all that good stuff.
You should go down there and pick up a cat named Mo and just be like, "This is what my other radio show does. This is how we roll."
He can't mix these two worlds. He goes over there and he pretends we don't exist, and then he comes over here and pretends they don't exist.
Right. Yeah, it's like having two families.
Do they talk about us, Mo?
I mean, not really.
No, they don't. Oh, God. All right. We're going to get to more of these details in a moment, but realradio.fm/justokay is where you can find pretty much everything you need to know about the big event. It's all right there and waiting for you. People are upset about some lady who called out a person on his bachelor party, and I don't understand why anybody would be mad about this, but they are. And the woman, this woman is a personal trainer by the name of Tiana Wiltshire. And she said that if you're about to get married and your husband is, and she like described the husband, and he's in Vegas with all of his friends and, you know, they're all wearing pink hats and stuff. She's like, your husband cheated on you. And she's trying to get this information to the bride to be before the wedding actually takes place. And somehow people didn't like that. And they thought they were going to vilify this lady. Well, I don't know if I had somebody who I was about to marry and they were cheating on me, I think I'd want to know that information right before the wedding.
Yeah.
I think that last minute information before you get married is super important. But here she is. Let's listen into her and see what she said.
Her fiance just went on his bachelor trip to Las Vegas and was at the MGM Wet Republic pool yesterday, Sunday, March 9th. He cheated on you. And also, I went to test the waters because I wanted to find out his Instagram so that I could DM you. And so I went over and I just said, like, hi, like, where are you from, whatever. And he was super flirty and didn't. And I said, oh, are you the one getting married? And he said, supposedly, something like that. Their entire group was wearing pink hats. And I have his Instagram. I don't want to, like, out him in case I get, like, sued or I don't know.
She doesn't know why, Mo, but she's worried about a lawsuit here. Any potential lawsuits for just like calling somebody out on that?
Well, if she's wrong, I mean, then she could have a potential lawsuit. My question would be, you know, she says she saw this person at the pool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what goes on exactly at the MGM pool, but how would she know exactly that he cheated on her?
Yeah,
like, that's the one question I would kind of have.
Because she banged him, Moses.
That'd be the real twist.
That makes more sense.
Unless she was like right next to his group and they were loudly bragging.
Right, or something like that.
But if you heard information like that, it goes back to like any other defamation style thing, I would imagine.
Exactly.
And so she puts this out there.
So
and
say she did get sued because this guy goes, no, I didn't cheat on my fiance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm calling my lawyer. Whose burden of proof is it? Does he have to somehow prove that he did not have sex, or does she have to prove that he did?
Well, he has to prove that she defamed him. So what she was saying was false, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So he would have to put on a case that, you know, he essentially did not cheat and what she said was false. And then to rebut that, she could argue, you know, no, it was true because of this evidence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that because she didn't say his name at all.
At the end, though, she does like a Juan Shawson type thing.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
She does. That's right. She says, like, you know, I'm not going to say his name, but it rhymes with, and then she lets it out. Let's see.
If you think that this could be you, message me or comment, and I'll send you his Instagram, and you can tell me. Yeah, that's all. His name rhymes with Cat Adams.
All right. His name rhymes with Cat Adams.
Yeah.
So it's like a little bit revealing. But I would think this person is probably in a fairly safe spot, just in terms of their risk of getting sued, right?
Assuming what she's saying is true. Yeah, I mean, most likely she's in a fairly safe spot, and hopefully what she's saying is true, and then she doesn't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, and also this is a great example of why just like having a shared thing as a couple is probably a better idea, and not everybody going off on their own little missions here. Because this guy and his group of friends
shared social media account, or are you talking about bachelorette party?
No, hell no, not that. Like just a shared bachelorette party, I think is way smarter. You don't need to get into all this nonsense. And you're gonna get, like, it's 2024. Everybody has a cell phone absolutely everywhere that you go. They're going to capture footage of you doing this stuff. Meanwhile, before we get to your dispatches, I wanted to tell you that Pornhub is no longer available in the state of Texas.
No!
That's it. And what does this make? 6 states? 5 states?
They're trying to make it Florida too, man.
My vacation.
Florida could be next. Texas, we feel for you right now. They've blocked access to their platform in Texas, citing the state's new age verification laws.
Ooh, I wonder if that means that here at HQ, we're going to have trouble getting on it
because we're like routed through San Antonio or something?
We might be.
Try it.
All right.
This is the only time you can legally, well, not legally, but like at work, you have an actual valid excuse to go to Pornhub.com.
No, it's there.
Shut it down. Shut the browser down. All right.
Somebody's going to talk to you after the show about that, C-Lane.
It still works. Still works here. And it doesn't work for a lot of people in Texas, I guess. They said for years, Texans in search of adult content could go to the website to immediately receive numerous graphic depictions of various things. Now, people using a Texas IP are instead greeted by a very unsexy open letter explaining that the videos are no longer accessible. That's the one that we've played before.
It used to be open legs, is what I was greeted with.
Yeah, this is not as exciting, unfortunately.
Right, guys?
Yeah. Wow. Anyways, good luck. There's other websites out there. We're working on this a little bit in the state of Florida, and we've talked about the social media law that I think passed the Florida House of Representatives.
Yeah, I think it passed the House.
And the thing is, it's so weird to me that they can put a law forward and they'll be like, all right, we need you to guarantee the age in some way of a user visiting your adult website. But then, as C-Lane points out, like there's all sorts of other things that people could get involved in where you're not going to shut down all of these sites, and you're never going to make it so the internet is a place where there won't be adult content and that kids can get access to.
You would think, I mean, unless you really start censoring everything, which hopefully it doesn't go in that direction, because I don't think censorship is ever good, frankly. But the law that they're proposing here in Florida about, restricting social media based on age has pretty much already been declared unconstitutional. California tried to do something very similar, and it was shot down by the Supreme Court. So we know this is going to be shot down eventually. It's, in my opinion, a waste of time and taxpayer money, because the challenge is just going to go through the court and waste taxpayer money, and ultimately it will most likely be declared unconstitutional if it passes.
One interesting thing that I thought of as you were talking about this is, what if there's a law? Okay, let's use this one. It's a perfect example. And it's headed through the system, but it's not passed yet. Can somebody still challenge that and get a verdict before the law goes into effect?
Typically, no. Typically, you can't get a lawsuit based on a hypothetical. There has to be, a real cause of action, someone who's actually been harmed by the law or something that's actually taken place, because otherwise the lawsuit would just be moot because nothing's happened yet.
Yeah, that's weird, though, because you can have all these experts watching going, this is absolutely unconstitutional. Now we have to wait until it goes.
Right.
But maybe a judge would say, we're going to freeze this.
Yeah, they could move for injunctive relief, basically asking for the law not to be enforced while the appellate courts review it, or so on and so forth.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's go over to you. Let's work in some dispatches here on the show. And just a day before Just Okay 8, we're going to hear from Thunder Gato. This is about conspiracies. Okay, here we go.
Yo, what up, News Junkies? Hey, man.
Hey.
Catching up on the show.
Okay.
I heard you guys talk about
cool. I thought he was just going to stop right there and actually catch up on the show. Right. I'm going to do this in the middle of my dispatch.
Conspiracy theories and stuff like that. I don't know if y'all heard about in the sports boxing world with Ryan Garcia. I just want to get y'all feedback or what y'all think about the situation.
As a young guy or something?
Have a good
Hold
weekend.
on, let me see. Ryan Garcia. I think this is the guy that's in the middle of some giant breakdown where he started talking about, I don't know, underground pedo rings and stuff. And I think that's the same guy. And then they said, he flirted publicly with an MMA reporter. It's all probably done in the name of promoting stuff, like his next
doesn't he
fight.
have a giant fight coming up?
I think so, yeah. So, it's just a big, giant, sloppy public display. It says Ryan Garcia vows to bite both of rival Devin Haney's ears when they fight.
That will be a challenge. You think he's going to turn the other cheek after you bit his first ear off?
Get the second one?
Okay.
That would be an accomplishment. I don't know if you're going to be able to do that. Here is Frosty.
Hey, News Junkies, it's Austin.
Hey, Austin.
I got a quick question for you guys. Since you guys were talking
Austin.
about AI and robotics and things like that, essentially, when it comes to autonomous vehicles and self-driving, basically, when the technology gets good enough to where we don't need to even pay attention to the road anymore,
yes,
we could just basically play video games or something like that while just, taking a trip somewhere, not having to worry. When it comes to drunk driving, though, would the laws need to change for that? Because ultimately, you could get in your own vehicle, but you're not driving yourself to your home.
This would be one of those areas, Mo, that we keep running into where the law isn't keeping up with the technology necessarily.
Right.
Yeah, but you still have to have somebody there that is in control if anything goes wrong.
Yeah.
Well, right now, I mean, with the Teslas and the auto driving that we have, the person in the driver's seat is still responsible. So you couldn't, even though the car is driving yourself, you can't be intoxicated. The same laws would apply.
Are you even legally allowed to go full auto right now in a lot of places?
I mean, certain states have passed laws that do allow for full autonomous vehicles. I think Florida allows it. I can't remember if we allow it or not. I think we do, actually, yeah.
They have some places where there are full-on autonomous shuttles, I think.
Yeah,
in
there's
Lake
a
Nona.
10. Yeah.
And we have one in downtown Orlando. It got in an accident the first week it was out.
They announced it fully autonomous. There's no driver in this thing. It's fine. It's perfectly safe. And then the first week out, it got in there.
Yep. Well, it was a Lynx bus, actually.
When Google was early in their autonomous vehicle testing, they said that for the longest time, one of the only accidents that got in was somebody rear-ending it at a red light. or something like that. Like it was actually doing a good job. There is a theoretical category of autonomous vehicles where, like, I don't even think they come with controls for you to intervene.
I would feel so uncomfortable in that.
Yeah, that would feel kind of trapping, I think. If there was not anything, if there's like no steering wheel, no brakes, no gas.
It'll probably happen at some point.
Yeah, it's going to.
Right.
And like not even that far away. I remember we were doing the show and a friend of ours was like, hey, you guys are talking about Teslas. I've got a Tesla. Sabrina can ride in my Tesla and see what the automatic driving is like. And we'd never done this or like really heard about it. This was like, that's how fast all this has happened. It was on the show when we were testing that out and kind of blown away by it.
Yeah, so was I, because I was like, what? My hands are up? What do you mean it's turning?
And now look where we are. 5 more years, it's going to be crazy. All right, let us know what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we come back, SpaceX and bees together, and you'll find out why. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch out for bumper-to-bumper traffic due to an accident on I-4 westbound at US 27. Traffic is backed up to Osceola Parkway. There's heavy delays northbound on Florida's Turnpike approaching I-75. Travel with caution there. And on Clarkona-Ocoee Road, authorities are clearing up an accident westbound at Hiawassee Road. If you see any traffic troubles, please call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by the Florida Department of Transportation.
The Florida Department of Transportation wants to inform you that a new traffic pattern is coming soon to Sand Lake Road at the Interstate 4 interchange. Please stay alert, avoid distractions, and follow all posted signs while driving through the construction zone. Go to i4beyond.com/Sand Lake for up-to-date information.
Did you know that Mortgage Guy Don has the best rates on commercial loans, SBA loans, and business lines of credit? If you have a high interest rate SBA loan at 9, 10, 11%, or if you qualify and have paid on time for the past 2 years, that Mortgage Guy Don can refinance your SBA loan at a fixed 8.25% rate. Need a loan to buy a franchise? That MortgageGuyDon.com is the place to start. Want to build or expand your business? That MortgageGuyDon.com. He's going to help you with your commercial loans. Peace of mind at your fingertips, my friends. Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote today with That Mortgage Guy Don at ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Orlando's top-rated comedy club and restaurant is celebrating becoming the Funny Bone. Formerly the Improv Comedy Club, the Funny Bone guarantees the same great talent and awesome live comedy experience with a new name at Point Orlando. This week, the Funny Bone welcomes B. Simone on March 15th and 16th.
Now, who's single in here? Oh, we so depressed. We try to act like...
Followed by Jay Farrell on March 22nd through the 23rd. Check out our star-studded calendar and showtimes online at orlando.funnybone.com. Home to the best comedic talent on tour nationally. Come get funny at the Funny Bone.
Torres steps up, scores!
Orlando City is on the road next week as the Lions travel to Monterey, taking on Tigres in the second leg of our round of 16 matchup in the CONCACAF Champions Cup on Tuesday, March 12th at 10:30 p.m. Tune in on Real Radio 104.1 or watch on FS1. And the Lions are back on the road again next weekend, heading north to face Atlanta United on March 17th at 7 p.m. Tune in on Real Radio 104.1 and watch on any device on the Apple TV app.
Tax time means a much-needed cash bonus for many people. But for business owners, it can mean the opposite. Hey, this is R.C. Hill from R.C. Hill, Mitsubishi in DeLand. My accountant said I need to reduce my tax burden now, so I'm going to overpay for your old car because I'd rather give you the money than the government. Get up to $4,297 more for your old car than it's actually worth. No matter where you bought the car, no matter how many miles are on it. It's simple. Trade in your old car you hate driving and get a new car today like a Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. That means means most people can trade and lower their payment. Or let me double your tax refund up to $2,500. RC Hill Mitsubishi specializes in approving customers with below average credit scores. My goal this month is 100% credit approval. This month, my prices will not be beat. This sale ends when my accountant says enough is enough. I'm RC Hill at RC Hill Mitsubishi, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. 2 locations, DeLand and now in Ocala. Or visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details.
Hey, homeowners, Russ Rollins here to talk to you about something serious. Your power bill. Last summer was tough, but this year could be even worse. So don't wait until the last minute to get protection and savings from solar power and backup power. Solar Source has a new pay-as-you-go solar package that lets you start with an affordable base system and add solar panels over time. Plus, their pay-as-you-go battery backup is awesome, and it lets you add critical backup power as you go. Schedule a free consultation at solarsource.com/monsters. Get ready for a stress-free summer.
Frank Gay has something cool for you. Keep your AC running smoothly with a tune-up for only $89 for a limited time. Friendly, speedy, and expert service. That's the Frank Gay way. Visit frankgayservices.com or call for details.
Embark on a journey through the most absurd moments of the human story with Ridiculous History, the podcast that explores the bizarre corners of human existence, like the evolution of the toilet, the story of Comic Sans, or the exploits of the notorious Aaron Burr.
Aaron Burr is like, one day, my life is going to be part of a musical.
However, though, he probably didn't necessarily at this point think that he was going to be the villain.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, let's get out of here. With Audible, we could root for a lone astronaut as he tries to save Earth from disaster. Maybe go for a run with the founder of the world's biggest sneaker brand. We could get the tea on the real-life media mogul succession drama. Or find out what life is really like for an Oscar-winning actress. I mean, with Audible, we could go anywhere. There's more to imagine when we listen. Hear the latest audiobooks, podcasts, and originals at audible.com.
Enjoying the news junkie? You've probably heard a ton of injury attorney commercials, but if you are injured and need a lawyer, who's the right lawyer for you? That's why we offer our 30-day risk-free trial. If you are not 100% satisfied with the way we treat you and your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com. Go to JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
If you love sports and scandal, then join me, ESPN broadcaster Jay Harris, each week for Playing Dirty Sports Scandals, the newest podcast from executive producer Dan Patrick. From current scandals like MMA champ Cain Velasquez's armed car chase to historic shockers like the biggest Little League cheat, Playing Dirty Sports Scandals doesn't shy away from dark details and always packs a punch. Never miss the dirt, people. Listen to Playing Dirty Sports Scandals on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Story time with the 3 best friends you never knew you had.
The cringe video that the city of Miami made to
No, I have not seen the video.
keep the spring breakers away. Oh man, let me see if I could find this. And the city of Miami is so fed up with people partying too much and causing problems during spring break that they had a campaign, and the campaign is like, "Don't come here." All right, we don't want you for spring break. We want you to go somewhere else. Go to Fort Lauderdale or something. And in Fort Lauderdale is where a lot of people actually ended up because, I don't know, this and other reasons. But one of the things that kind of caught my attention, Mo, was they said we're going to have like bigger fines for vehicles. We're going to shut down all the bars really early. We're going to have curfews every night. They're doing everything they can to keep the spring breakers out of there. And I wondered if like some of that goes too far. But here's the ad if you haven't seen this yet. Here it is. Oh, hold on. Right here.
We need to talk. This isn't working anymore.
And it's not us. It's you. We just want different things.
Our idea of a good time is relaxing on the beach.
Hitting up a spa or checking out a new restaurant.
We don't
you
want
just want to get drunk in public and ignore laws.
Do you even remember what happened last March?
Like video of the chaos on the streets and fatal shootouts and doom and gloom for spring breakers. And they literally said that they're going to make it like a nightmare for people to go there for spring break and have additional fees for parking, et cetera, et cetera. Is the city allowed to do that? Are they allowed to say, like, look, we don't want this event here. We don't want these people here?
I mean, as long as they go about it the right way, typically they can do that. Now, I'm sure they're going to get some challenges from some of the local businesses because I think they put a curfew in place where you can't serve alcohol after a certain period of time and things like that. So I'm sure they'll receive some challenges that way.
But curfews are legal, aren't they?
But they usually are legal if they're done properly. Yeah.
Would you have to have a reason for it? I mean, I guess this would be the reason.
I mean, typically you can just say public safety.
And they have like something to back that up where the place has been violent in the past because of these spring breakers. I always think about these businesses being impacted by things like this. For instance, you know as well as I do, we're right next to a road, Orange, where it's the worst construction zone I've seen in a very long time.
It's pretty treacherous.
Almost as bad as the construction zone that's so bad that they have to have a commercial for it right now.
Oh, my God. And the moment they opened it, somebody died.
Wait, they did?
Yeah, it's like that new diamond thing.
Somebody died at that?
Yeah, someone went the wrong way. It was like the first or second day.
It's a nightmare. So it's an absolute nightmare. But on the road that's near us, Mo, all this construction that's just endlessly going on. And it blocks all of these companies from being able to have anybody like park in front of them. It's just very, very bad for local businesses. Can they have any recourse, or are they just like, you're screwed because, hey, we had to redo the street. This is what happens.
Well, it depends on the level that it interferes with the business. If it becomes a taking, which typically has to kind of put the business out of business in order to be a full-on taking. There could be a partial taking depending on what's going on. But for the most part, in most situations when they're doing construction like they're doing there, while it's an inconvenience for the business, it might reduce the business's ability to have customers come in as conveniently. Usually it's not going to be a taking. Usually it's just, too bad, so sad.
What's that? It's called a taking?
Taking, yeah, where basically the government is taking your property. And it doesn't necessarily, so eminent domain is the most common one.
Really?
But there's other ways that you could have a taking where the government's interfering with your ability to do business. And then you may have a claim against them for that.
Yeah, I mean, the eminent domain one is one that always comes up. Like there's a story this week about a 76-year-old woman who's lived in the same property for 55 years. And now they're going to expand this highway near her. And they go,
that's always the reason. It's always a highway.
Yeah.
Is there any other common reason for eminent domain than just building a highway?
I mean, road work is the most common one. I'm sure there is other reasons, though, that have been used before, whether it's, electrical, a park. You could have a public park if you wanted to take it for eminent domain for that purpose.
But you have to have you have to give them a fair market offer for whatever you're taking, right?
And so that's where the eminent domain cases come about, where you're kind of arguing over what the fair market value for the property is. So typically the government has their own appraisers, and then the person whose property is hires their own appraisers, and they're fighting over what the actual value of the property is.
That would make me so mad. I remember how heated I was, and I own precisely 0 businesses downtown. But this wasn't the government. When that company that had the, what's it called? The scaffolding.
Oh, yeah.
They put it together wrong, and they found out that the scaffolding was dangerous. And they shut down all of these businesses downtown, like the access to them, for, I believe it was weeks, wasn't it? Like it was a long time.
No one could go through. So think about also the traffic that is often happening around that part at 5. That got diverted and expanded. It was just a complete mess because one company didn't do their job right.
Oh, it would make me so mad if I had a business there. Sunstate John on YouTube says, hotels $800 per night. Spring break politicians said they're not spending money here. Hotels are insane. I was just talking to Moses about that. Courtney was looking up, like, if you went around the theme parks, what a hotel was, just for like a regular hotel, nothing crazy. and they're like $500 a night. And I thought, Jesus, man, $500 a night. I have higher expectations than what I'm getting from a motel or a hotel for $500. That's
I'd rather
crazy.
stay in my car.
Yes,
Might as
I'd
well
rather
rent a nice van.
Like, it's just, I guess maybe it's just everything is that expensive now. And, this is that time of year, too. Just gets pretty pricey. In the world of SpaceX, I don't know if you guys have been watching SpaceX or not, but they got that Starship up to space finally.
I feel like such an idiot. Michael was on his way, and he's like, yeah, I'm waiting for the launch. And then I saw they broke on the news for it. So I ran outside, and I looked directly into the sun. And then I found out that it launched from Texas. So there was...
You couldn't see it. Oh.
Yeah, it was really stupid on my part. Read the whole story, you guys.
For them, it was just an accomplishment for it not to blow up.
Good.
Generally, I think it did blow up a little bit, but they said the company...
Well, they kept calling it an accomplishment every time it blew up, too. They're like, oh, this was such a successful blow up.
Right. We learned so much from this explosion. The company looking to colonize Mars rang its 22nd birthday with a third test launch of its large in-charge Starship rocket. They said it did not end in a spontaneous blow-up for once. Starship, the rocket that future NASA missions and Musk's satellite biz are counting on, blasted off, as Sabrina said, from the Texas Gulf Coast. Completed most of its hour-long test mission. It detached from the Super Heavy booster and cruised about halfway around the world before losing contact on re-entry and breaking up over the Indian Ocean, they said.
Did you see the one out of Japan?
No,
that was a crazy explosion.
No, where? Where this thing blew up?
Yeah, as soon as the rocket had launched, it was
Japan!
like out of a damn movie. And
Really?
billions
What,
of dollars.
is it like their
down the
version
drain.
of SpaceX or something?
I forget which rocket it was. Unmanned, fortunately, but
Oh, that's good.
yeah. Or, they're fried. I just saw the explosion. I'm like, wow, it looks awesome. What movie's
That
that?
did not go well. All right, we want to hear from you. Let's work in some dispatches right now, and you could send yours. If you have a question for Moses, we could do that as well. All you have to do is go over to thenewsjunkie.com and send yours now. Here's Bloodmouth talking about Delta, I guess?
Yesterday, y'all were asking why these high school kids are doing Delta 8.
Mm-hmm.
It's because a lot of them get drug tested by their parents and other things, and it don't show up on a drug test.
No, it's true.
That's why. They don't care about if it's killing them or where it comes from, any of that crap.
Oh, I hope they
That's why.
did.
Have fun at your party this weekend. I'm going turkey hunting.
This seemed aggressive, man.
Listen. Have fun at your party. I'll be turkey hunting. I'll be killing turkeys.
Your little party over there.
I know.
Well, the
This
turkeys
seemed-
are coming to Just Okay. So how about that?
By the way, turkeys are the ugliest animals on the planet, man. I was talking about going
Well, it's also
to the fair the other day.
the leanest, most boring meat at times. So
I know. Yeah, like we would eat it way more if it was better because they deliver. They're huge ass animals, but God, are they ugly to look at. Here's somebody talking about the Las Vegas narc.
That woman tattling on the guy out in Las Vegas. Mind your own business, bitch. Why are you sticking your nose in other people's stuff? Knock it off.
what happened to what
guess we
happened
found
to
the
your
fiance.
stays here? Oh gosh.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, hard disagree. If somebody is like about to get married and they're cheating on the person they're about to get married
Blatantly
to,
at a pool.
yeah,
Come
I
on.
think that is like that's information that would be worth sharing. I don't have a problem with that as much. Like, what allegiance does she have to this guy that she's supposed to not tell anything? It's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. What else we got? The Stig is talking about the AirPod lady, and if you didn't hear this poor woman was trying to reach down to get the AirPods she dropped, and she got caught up in the equipment at her factory. And we immediately were saying, and C-Line's like, "What? Isn't there like a big red button that shuts that stuff down?"
I did say that. It was very smart of me to say.
This, who was it? Not you?
Was it Sabrina?
Oh, Sabrina said, isn't there a big red button that they use to shut the equipment down? This seems like a OSHA thing, Mo. Like,
Oh, for sure.
If you own some sort of like factory and your employers are working there and you have machinery, aren't you like required to make sure that there's an emergency shut-off switch somewhere?
I mean, on most types of machinery, there is an emergency shut-off switch, for safety precautions.
Whether or not she could access it if she was pinned
Right,
down.
that's the
Yeah, but the friend was there.
But the other employee was there, and she had to go get like the mechanics to try to shut this thing down.
I don't know. Doesn't sound good.
No,
it sounds like they're going to go through a lot of seemingly excessive training in the next few months. But I mean, usually places like that, there's probably 100 signs in that room that says, "Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't bend down and pick up your AirPods." Yeah, you know.
Until you drop your AirPods, and then you go, "I'm going to bend down and pick up my damn AirPods."
Fine. What's the worst that could happen?
All right, so the Stig is talking about her.
Hey, what's up, News Junkie crew? It's been a while. The worst thing about that lady going after her ear pod and dying is that she's probably ruined it for everybody else in that factory that like to listen to music or podcast during the day.
Ooh.
Now nobody can do it. Thanks, Karen.
Yeah, I would almost guarantee that they would put a blanket ban on anybody else with
Could
AirPods.
you imagine if you were like her family member or something and you bought her the AirPods for Christmas?
Oh, God.
It's not your fault, Celine.
It's not, but it feels a little bit like your fault.
But it's not the new AirPods because the new ones have those jellies that really don't fall out of your ear.
They fall out of mine.
But they went with the cheaper ones, and that just
Oh, there we
Yes.
go.
Yeah, and
we
people
could have
don't
gotten
like-
the pros, but no, we went with the.
Because Courtney was like, "Oh, they got these new AirPods out." I told you guys this, and I bought her a pair of AirPods. And when she came, when they arrived, she's like, "They're not the pros." And I was like, "Oh, are these good enough?" No, they're not the pros. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I didn't know there was such a big difference between the two of these.
I
but-
went with the cheaper
The regular one
version for my mom, and she goes, "Hi, Sabrina, thank you. I'm going to trade them in for the pros."
Nobody wants the regular ones.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on
I have
here?
the regular ones. They're
They
okay.
seem very nice to me. I put them in my ears. I thought they felt good. I thought that they were well-made products.
I'm down for
but
some pros though.
They hard rejected those. Here's Fish Wasted. One more comment about this woman and her AirPods.
What's up, News Junkies?
Hey.
What's up,
It really stinks that girl died. But imagine how all her coworkers.
Same thing.
Oh my God.
They're not going to be able to wear AirPods.
Wow.
Later.
Everybody landing on the same exact take. Well, thank you.
What
We
really
appreciate
sucks
that.
for her coworkers is they're probably not going to let them use AirPods anymore.
Nah, I know that does suck. Yeah. There was a 16-year-old who is now facing charges. Speaking of spring break, they said he pulled a gun in a crowd of spring breakers in New Smyrna Beach, according to the Volusia Sheriff's
Oh,
Office.
I saw this video.
What an idiot this kid is. He just pulls out his gun. Somebody starts screaming, "Hey, he's got a gun."
I think cops were already there too, so they chased his ass down real quick.
Yeah, and then he resisted arrest at first. Then he ended up throwing the gun into the water, I believe. But obviously they found this and he got arrested. A slew of charges against this kid. Just absolute stupidity. And I'm always blown away at how somebody who's 16, I guess just because you're dumb at 16, but is willing to throw away a portion of their life over doing something so stupid like
Something
this.
incredibly stupid.
Yeah.
And just making it worse.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Piling on the charges with being stupid.
Yeah, I haven't done enough damage to myself in my future here. Let's keep going and make this worse than it is. All right, we're going to take a quick break, folks. And this is when you join us here on the program, on the show. All you have to do is go on your phone, whether you have an Android device, if you're one of the green bubble folks, or if you have an iPhone, even some AirPods that you should be careful with in a factory. You can go over to the website, thenewsjunkie.com. You hear us saying something, you agree, you disagree, you got a story to share, you can do that. So head on over right now. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch today. When we come back, final dispatches, Moses. Stories that didn't make the cut.
Says that.
And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Friday, and we're jumping head first into Just Okay 8. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
How do you guys sit when you relax? I sit like a woman because I cross my legs lengthwise, knee over knee. You son of a bitch. I hate Jack Bradshaw.
I grabbed a pen.
Yeah, you grabbed a pen so you can make a time. So you can pull, I sit like a woman. Yeah. And I just gave it to him again.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Hey there, here's your midday weather update on this Friday. Are you excited about the weekend? St. Patty's Day, nice warm weather, spring break. I think everybody's jumping out of their skin. You know, with highs near 90 for today through Sunday, it's going to be great weather for any outdoor activities. Low humidity to boot, so it's going to be pretty comfortable out there. Now, Monday, a cold front brings some rain, maybe a brief thunderstorm, then much cooler weather for Tuesday and Wednesday. In fact, next week, by the middle of the week, we're only going to be in the low 70s. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by J. David Tax Law.
If you owe the IRS and can't pay, now is the time to call J. David Tax Law. After a 2-year hiatus, the IRS has resumed their aggressive collections letters. Don't wait. Call J. David Tax Law or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing and the movies.
Everything that we are doing is incredibly data-driven. We are getting signals in every single day about how specific audiences are performing. So although we're marketing at a very broad scale, and that does include specific local markets, that's really the beauty of iHeart's network. You're not serving the same message to a consumer in Nashville necessarily that you may be in New York. You have the ability to be very specific and very personalized, but at a tremendous scale.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
The following is a promotion of Guarantee Media and not iHeartMedia or this station. Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? A country that doesn't have the letter A on its name, and you'll go on a cruise to the Caribbean. Text your answer to 96551 and you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name, and you'll go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. Text a country without the letter A in its name to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and is not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
By the new O'Reilly Auto Parts in Orlando on Curry Ford Road next to Winn-Dixie, now through March 26th for the grand opening sale. Right now, spend $20 on select Armor All car care products and get $5 back after rebate. Plus, get 3 times O Rewards points on select Seafoam products, which means you can reach your next $5 reward even faster. Visit your new O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations like 24/7 Comedy.
If they were really donut holes, the bag would be empty.
When you need to laugh, just open the free iHeartRadio app and search Comedy.
Should we call someone? I'm like, no, that's his face.
iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
My friends at Mills Air have been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. They're a Carrier Factory authorized dealer, and there are rebates that you get up to $1,275 on a brand new Carrier unit. If you're going to go with the experts, you got to go with Carrier, and you got to go with MillsAir.com. That's where I got my system. I absolutely love it. And you got to make sure you do maintenance on your AC system. They do service service on all brands of AC, and it can detect and prevent an upcoming breakdown for you and save you a lot of money. You can count on millsair.com.
I had so many dreams, but life quickly got in the way. Then Rasmussen University saw my true potential and gave me the support and confidence I needed to become who I am today. Rasmussen University. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
When good things go bad, bad things make headlines. This is the
that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Friday and serve you right into Just OK 8. Tomorrow at Plaza Live, it's going to be an exciting show, and we hope that you're there with us for Just OK 8. Get your tickets now, realradio.fm/justok. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. And Jerry emails. He says, Sean, I listened via the podcast, and I'm a bit behind. On a prior show, you lamented at the fact that you're always looking for new streaming shows and series and have difficulty finding good ones. You just run out eventually. And it said, if you have not seen Peaky Blinders on Netflix, you absolutely must check it out. It features Cillian Murphy, the star of Oppenheimer, and it was his breakout role. The series is phenomenal, and in my humble opinion, probably the best series I've ever encountered. Better than The Sopranos.
Wasn't that Showtime at first?
Says Jerry. Was
Peaky
it?
Blinders. I remember it being on like after Californication. And that was,
I've never seen it. You seen this, Mo?
No, I've not seen it. I remember Californication, though. That was a good show.
Yeah, Peaky Blinders, it always strikes me as too slow for me. Like, what was the other one that was like...
Downton Abbey?
Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
And people are going nuts for this. I'm like, this seems like the most boring show in the world. So a bunch of oldos, and the pacing is so slow. And man, I just can't get behind
Better
it.
than Sopranos is a bold statement, though.
Yeah,
It's
really.
a very bold statement.
Right. I thought that I think we rewatched Sopranos once or something. Not
I
that long
still
ago.
have never watched. The only episode of Sopranos I've ever seen is the last one.
Who does that?
It's kind of a disappointment.
Yeah, that's a very weird strategy, C-Lane.
Well,
But-
it ended right there, so I didn't have any reason to keep going.
Did you finish up The Gentleman or no?
No, not yet. He's still waiting.
Pull that clip.
Did you finish watching this series,
Not
The
yet.
Gentleman?
No. We still have some.
Well, you don't have a lot of time this weekend to do that, unfortunately. We've got the Just OK 8 stuff going on. Lynette on YouTube says, probably a stupid question, but what is the parking situation for the party tomorrow? There's tons of parking at this venue. It's awesome. The parking situation.
$20 a person. Just pay it directly to Forrest.
Yeah,
He'll be
but-
out there with his vest.
Give him some of those like orange cones and some of those, like light up sticks that you get, guiding people around the parking lot. That's a small investment for all the monies. It's free. You go out there, you park in the parking lot, and come into the venue. And it's one of the best things about the Plaza Live is the parking is super, super easy. Okay, let's do
But
some
also,
final dispatches.
you should, maybe Uber if you're going to be.
Yes, if you're going to be
imbibing in
drinking,
alcohols.
we got some booze.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point to make. I always forget about this. Don't drink and drive. Be safe.
You always forget not to drink and drive?
No, I always forget to remind people.
As your attorney, Moses does not advise.
Mo, I have to tell you, I'm not breaking many laws these days. I got on the wrong side of a couple police officers, and I don't want to run afoul.
And you haven't left the house since.
I don't want to run afoul of any laws. I'm going to be Ubering. I'm going to be making my way over there and being as safe as possible. And everybody else should do the exact same thing. Here are our final dispatches. This is our friend Radio Michael 7, who's running the show tomorrow. Let's see what he says.
Happy Friday. See you guys tomorrow.
All right.
That goes for all you listeners as well.
Quick,
all right, he's
quick and to the point.
Excited to get out there tomorrow with everybody else. And the last one
Carl?
will be Not Your Average Joe.
Man, that was so tragic what happened to that factory worker. But I guess you could say she put her ear to the ground, then her finger had no pulse.
Oh, my
I see
God.
myself out. Can't wait for Just OK tomorrow, y'all. We'll be a
Dude.
VIP.
This poor lady. What are you doing? All right. See you in VIP,
That was
friend.
Horrible.
Not your average joke.
Mhm. Yeah, I see. All right, let's do the stories that didn't make the cut. And we start with this 10,000 bees on a police officer I mean, on a police helicopter, I should say. If there was 10,000 bees on one man, that would be a very big problem.
Okay.
But in this case, it's enough to keep the helicopter from taking off, they said. They found that their helicopter had been overwhelmed by over 10,000 bees because a queen had landed there and all the rest had followed. They had to call out some experts to get it off the police helicopter so they could resume work. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Here we go. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Friday, March 15th, 2024, the day before Just Okay 8. Of course, we'll have a wrap up on what went down next week on the show. It always gets weird. I always hear stories about what happened that we missed out on because we're in the middle of the event, you know? So, like, if there's some craziness, like one time somebody's like, oh, yeah, there was a fight. And I go, there was a fight at the event? I had no idea this went down. There's somebody crashed into a palm tree in front of the venue.
Once again, please Uber.
Yeah, that person wasn't even drunk, I don't think. But you got to be as careful as you possibly can, all right? And
those palm trees jump out at you.
They will. It'll happen. We don't want any palm trees hopping out in front of anybody, but here goes nothing. All right, Mo, good luck. Godspeed.
I'll need it.
Shout out if you know what the answer is. Today, learn this guy right here.
Superman.
That's right. Batman is correct. In the 1960s Batman series, there was a complaint by the National Safety Council, and they had to put seatbelts into the Batmobile, which Batman and Robin had to be shown buckling up every single time they got into the vehicle.
Safe Batman.
for a good example, which seems a little clunky, but I guess they did it anyways.
They also had to get rid of all their beers. They're just usually they just used to the Wild West in that Batmobile just slamming Mick Ultra.
Don't do that either, folks. Don't do any of this stuff. Today, learn while moonshine is illegal nationally in the United States, there are 4 states where it's legal to create moonshine for personal use. Alaska, Arizona, Massachusetts, and Florida.
All right.
No, sorry, Missouri. Missouri is the last one. I hate to
so
say
Tennessee.
Alaska makes sense.
Yeah, they should give them whatever
they
they
should
can.
be allowed to make. They should be allowed to manufacture a small amount of meth per year.
There should be very few laws in Alaska. And finally, today, learn this song right here.
Freebird.
Freebird is correct.
Oh, my
The guitar
God.
solo in Freebird.
You guys are doing Freebird.
Are we? Maybe. No, we're not. We're not.
Okay.
We're not doing Freebird. The guitar solo in Freebird was
I'd
created
be so
for the lead
mad at him
singer.
if he was burning a song right now. I'd be like, you piece of S.
It was created for Ronnie Van Zant so he could rest because the band would play several sets per night at clubs at the time. So they said, just do a solo for, 14 minutes or so, and that'll do. Thank you, Moses, for hanging out with us. We do
thank you,
appreciate
guys.
it. We'll see you at Just Okay 8. Thank you all for hanging out with us today. We're back on Monday, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you tomorrow night, everybody.